So y'all don't have no standards.
No, what
just
I'm
the way
saying,
we
it depends on the man and where he is in life. As he elevates, his standards does change. When a man is at the bottom, he's willing to hit anything moving. As a man progresses, that changes. I promise you. As a man, listen, that's why you can meet some bum dudes when they were bums, they be having like twisted baby mothers. I'm being honest. You can see a guy, listen, I call it what it is. You'll see a guy at a certain level, let's say hypothetically when he was in his 20s, he had nothing, he wasn't who he is today at 40. That man might have a horrible baby mother because of the fact that why? At that time, he was that type of person. Women sleep with who they would like, men sleep with who they can. And as a man elevates, it changes because now he has the option that the woman has. But initially, a man is not born with the same options that a woman have.
Welcome to the Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast, starring Q the Boss.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another episode of Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast. They call me Q the Boss. And I got my beautiful co-host, my sister Tishay Jones is in the building, guys.
Hi guys, happy Sunday.
So you're gonna get a special segment today too. You're gonna make him a drink, right?
We're gonna make it a little drink.
Make a little drink. For y'all don't know, Shay's a monster at making in a good way at making drinks and bartending. She's a beast at it. She's been doing this since forever, right?
Yeah, I was bartending since I was like 19.
Wow, so you've been in the
So I've
game for a
always
minute.
done it.
Been in the game for a minute.
Now I have my own little bartending mobile business, guys. So book me if you're in New York.
Yes. So
that's it.
And if you she'll travel for the right price too, right?
So how far? Not too
For
far.
the right price?
I mean, yeah, for the right
Okay,
price, we
okay.
definitely traveling.
Okay,
How's
okay.
everybody doing? It's hot.
Well, so today's topic is
Hi, Vivian.
because I correct you, don't mean I'm disrespecting you. Let me say that one more time. Today's topic is because I'm correcting you, don't mean I'm disrespecting you. When you hear that, what do you hear?
That sometimes we overreact when it's
Okay.
not that serious.
Okay.
Maybe just because someone's checking you, it doesn't necessarily mean like they're coming at you. It could just be, respectfully.
That's a fact.
I feel like that could be interpreted different ways. A lot of times we take positive criticism, negative, not positive, because if it's positive, it's positive. Negative criticism or someone having a hard conversation with us as insulting or disrespectful.
Yes.
Sometimes a lot of people aren't ready to have hard conversations.
Yes.
So that's how I took it.
I agree with you from wholeheartedly because like I see even in my personal life, whether male or female, I've noticed that it's a case-to-case basis. I know some women that can take constructive criticism comfortably, and I know some men that can, and I know some women that can't, and I know some men that can't. But I will say that one thing I've learned is today's culture is very sensitive. The climate is level 1,000 when it comes to sensitivity. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'll have a conversation with people and they'll be like, yo, I feel X, Y, Z. And I'm like, look, respectfully, I understand how you feel.
I'm gonna make the drink as you talk.
Right? I understand how you feel. But again, correcting is not disrespecting. And that's what we want to talk about today, right? And everyone says this, and this is what me and you were talking about earlier today. It's funny that everyone always say it's the approach. I'm going to be honest with you. What I've learned from a sensitive person, no matter how they approach.
Not the message.
It's no matter what. If they're sensitive, they're going to take it personal.
That's not true. Sometimes I think the person that's the messenger, sometimes their delivery can be a little wrong because just because your intention wasn't to be mean, it doesn't mean it didn't impact the person that way. So I think sometimes the delivery of the message can really be hurtful. You can say things in different ways. It's just like I could be mad at you and I could say, Q, that's effed up or whatever coming at you. But if I come at you a different way, you may respond differently
But I'm not
just
sensitive.
because my approach was different.
I'm not a sensitive
But you
person.
can't make you the standard.
No, what I'm saying, but I just said a sensitive person will always take it that way just because they're sensitive people.
But it's okay to be sensitive. If someone's sensitive, they're sensitive. That's neither here nor there. That's no reason to, it's like when you're raising kids, you raise your children differently because they're different. So you have 3 children, I have 2 children. I have to approach them differently because one is a little bit more sensitive, and it's not that he's soft or he's a punk. It's just how he takes things differently. So my approach to him is different. It's not per se softer parenting. It's just a little different because I know it's going to impact him differently.
Agreed.
You
but
know?
what I'm saying is, like, the thing about it is, respectfully, like, everybody I know that is sensitive, no matter how you approach them, they take it personal. They take it like it's a shot, or you're trying to shade them, or you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to disrespect them.
Right.
And I've learned that that's been my whole life as dealing with people that are very sensitive.
Right.
It's like, I'm like, to the point where it's like, yo, no matter how I say this, it's always going to be received as an attack. It's always going to be received as that. I could say it in the most respectful manner. Like I was telling her, so I have a woman that I was cool with. I'm going to talk about it. We was in business together, right? And we started a company. We ended up falling out. And the reason why we fell out is because of the fact that I simply said, I need to talk to you. She said, what's up? She told me she was looking for a boyfriend, or a husband, rather. And I told her, you got to change certain things about yourself before you get a husband. She said, what do you mean by that? As soon as I said that, already it's lit. I said, you got to change certain things. Why are you, if I'm your friend, I can see things about you a lot better than you can see yourself. So I'm like, why automatically you taking it as like, what do you mean by that? And I was like, no, what I'm saying is certain aspects of you have to change because, again, people are not going to take you serious because I feel like she don't take herself serious. So she asked me how. And as I was telling Shay, I gave an analogy, right? When you know, with some people, you go to like a theme park, right? So Dre, say you at a theme park. There are some people that just like to go just to enjoy the day, and there's some people that like the thrills, meaning they like to go on a roller coaster and all the crazy rides, right? But that's not for everybody, would you agree? But I told her, by you looking like that and the way she dresses, she looked like she's looking for thrills. And I said, that's how most men are gonna receive it. She said, oh, you trying to play me. And we fell out. And I seen her for the first time the other day in 3 years, right? First time in 3 years I've seen her. And you can see that she's still on that type of time. And I looked at her and I said, wow. I said, how you doing? She said, why are you saying hi to me? And I looked at her and I said, wow. And the sad part is, 3 years ago, she was in the same position with men that she's in 3 years later with men. And I said, because you haven't done any work on yourself. 3 years later, you still doing the same thing. You still on the Nordica Mile looking like you looking for men.
Oh.
Yeah, call it what it is. It is what it is. But I said, I'm going to say that to you respectfully because I care about you. But in the same breath, no matter how I say it, you're going to take it like I'm dissing you. So look, I might as well just say what it is. You look like you are looking for sexual encounters more than relationships. And she said, I disagree. I said, okay, why haven't you gotten one since? Why are you getting the same outcome? The definition of insanity is what? Doing the same thing every day, expecting different results.
Okay.
And I said, you must be insane because clearly you don't want to hear it, right? So my people on my live right now, y'all heard this story. Do y'all think that was good advice? Or do y'all think I was bugging for telling her that? See, somebody said, I told you, no matter how you say it, they're going to always take it personal. That's why I said it doesn't matter. Some people, they're just not ready for it. Take all that away, though, and leave that on top so you can see it. Yeah. So again, no matter how, some people, they're going to always see it as an attack.
Right.
They're going to always see it as attack. And the sad part is, I'm your friend, and I'm your male friend who doesn't have any intentions outside of trying to help you.
Right.
And the first thing you do is you go on a defense to the point where you're still making the same poor decisions because of how it made you feel. What do you feel about that?
Some might disagree with me, but like I said, I feel like this is someone that you said that you were in business with.
We're friends.
Don't know her level of sensitivity or lack thereof, but like I said to you, I feel like for some people, things can be lost in translation for some people. And I think that maybe for her, you saying to her, the amusement park example may have just hit her different other than if you would have used another way. Now, I'm not saying you got to soften the blow because of who you're giving it to, but sometimes, yeah, you know, maybe just because you said it like that, maybe that's what offended her. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I can understand how that may have come across as like, ouch, like you look like a thrill, or you look like, you know what I'm saying? You look like a thrill to guys. Maybe to her, that was just a little bit of a hit to her, you know, emotions. That's all I'm saying. Doesn't mean that you were wrong in you being in your honesty. It's just maybe how it was delivered, you know?
See, like a lot of people say the same thing. I think no matter what, hit dogs holler, and I think they're going to always be offended even no matter how you deliver it to them. Like I promise you, you can give them the easiest plane to land, and they still gonna take it like, yo, it's an attack.
Time.
They're gonna take it like it's a whole attack. Right? So again, I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna just be transparently honest. I said, this is what it is. As soon as I said that, she was like, well, at the end of the day, I know my Mr. Right is out there, and I know that. And fast forward, no one's saying that you can't find no Mr. Right, but you're gonna have to kiss a lot of toes before you find it.
Won't they do?
And the sad part about that is she's gonna always see that it's not, society don't bend its rules for no one, right? And the sad part is you have people, it's gonna spill, just in case it spill. They want people to bend their rules for you. And they want people to bend their rules for me. You know the mentality you have to think that society should bend their rules for you. But when we are placed on earth, we know there are certain rules. And we have to understand that there are certain rules. If I put too much tissue in a toilet, it's gonna clog it. That's a rule that was here before I got here. There's certain things that I have to just be mindful of as a human without being offended, because I wanted to change my, you know what I'm saying? What do you think?
Like I said before, I think that maybe for her, it was the delivery. But backtracking, someone said before, they asked if you were married. Hey, Biggs, they asked if you were married because they were saying maybe she wanted you. Do you think it came across different because you were someone that she may have had feelings for? So coming from you, it hurt her a little bit more than it would coming from your average guy that she wasn't interested in.
I think personally, from my experience, I've noticed, from my experience, if I have 10 women I've encountered, 9.5, right? 9.5 of them feel that way, right? See? I don't know why. I don't know why. But from 9.5 of the 10 women that I've ever encountered, definitely take everything as an attack, right? Everything. And I'm like, yo, this is like, it's problematic. I'm asking my people on my live today, when you approach people, do they take, and I take correction is not disrespect. I'm like, if we're friends or we're family or we acquaintances or whatever we want to call ourselves, a person correcting you is not disrespecting you. Go ahead, Tyler.
Can we please have a second for my drink though, Tyler? I want you to tell, because you took that first sip and your face
So tell them what
was
it
good.
is. Tell them what you made.
It's just a chocolate martini, guys. I didn't have the chocolate syrup to make it too fancy because limited space. We're just trying to try something out. Like I could come on and we could just make little different drinks to start off. So it was just a little run. But what'd you think of it? Cheers.
Cheers.
Was it
Very
good?
Delicious.
You like it?
Great drink made
Thank
by
you,
Shay
T.
guys.
Thank
but
you.
Q, what do you think? Because I noticed that a lot of times when you speak to, well, at least in our culture, you speak to your family, they take a lot of things very, very personal. What do you think that is? Because you step out to the real world and you talk to other people. It's like the communication is transparent and it works, it flows. But then when you talk to your family, it's like it's a lot of pushback. What do you think is?
I think it's the lying over generations in time. I think people lied when grandmas got younger and younger. The lies got bolder and bolder because grandma wanted to be lied to that she's still a ting, right? Grandma didn't want to be grandma no more. Grandma wanted to be what? Grandma wanted to be what? Once grandma started to want to stay young, it changed the whole perspective. The older generation didn't want to mature. Grandpa wanted to still be outside, right? And that's what changed, right? The older people don't want to be the older people no more. They want to behave like the younger people. And then on top of it, having these discussions with people, they take everything like so personal because, again, we've been lying to each other for years. For years. And it's gotten to the point where the only way to survive around most humans is by lying to them, right? And I'm like, I'm not into that, especially if you call yourself real. I don't know how you say you real, but you can become and behave so fake. I just don't understand how real people say they real but be fake. I just don't understand how, right? Yeah.
Do you think that families need to go back to like having dinner? Remember back in the day, we used to have dinner,
family dinner.
It was scheduled to have a dinner at least once or twice, and everybody just talk and express their feelings. Because you see, like other cultures, you see it. They sit down, they have dinner, different families, and look, the mob even did it. The mafia, they did it because what it was is everybody we talk over personal issues over dinner, and then we just
deal with it
and figure it out there. Do you think we should go back to that?
100%.
But I feel like a lot of people don't do that anymore. Like even having dinner dinner around the dinner table every night. When I grew up, that was a thing. It didn't matter what. Like, you would sit there mad at somebody, not talking, and by the end of the dinner, everything was squashed, But I feel like we don't have a lot of those traditions anymore. And it's sad. I don't know if you still hold on to them, but I feel like a lot of families don't.
They don't.
Having dinner around the table, sometimes we don't even have dinner at home. By the time daddy gets home, he already ate, or mommy gets home, she already ate, or the kids, So I think that is a big thing, Tyler. That's a great point, because that takes away from sometimes the dynamic of family, and just 100%. Being able to have that openness and have those open conversations, and we can express how we feel, as opposed to just holding it in. A lot of things is just people hold things in. Yeah. And by the time they explode, somebody's mad at you from last year Thanksgiving, and you didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? So that definitely happens a lot.
You know what's scary though is like, even in my family, let's say for instance, I have 6 siblings. There's 6 of us, right? Let's say one of my siblings do something. Initially, my siblings wouldn't say nothing to the person. And then when I say something to the person, they wouldn't stand with me. But when they talk to me on the phone, they'll agree with me and say, yo, he does do this. He does do that. He does do this. He does do that. And I said, but here's where it's going to stop, though, and why the person is not going to change their behaviors. Because enough people who the person love and respect is not saying the truth. So therefore, guess what? He's going to run to you, tell you a sob story, you're going to entertain his foolishness, and you're going to sit there and act like he's right, when in reality, he's not. And then guess what? He's going to think he got over. And then he's going to get into his sickness worse and worse and worse and worse. And now it's such embedded in his mentality that he always thinks that all I got to do is run to one of my other siblings and Cat, and they're going to act like they believe me, because they're not. And then what's the sad part is the person he tells it to, who agrees with him, once he get into an argument with him, he calls my phone, and now he want me to take his side.
But do you feel like that stems from upbringing for especially our older generation, like our parents, our grandparents, our aunts and uncles, our older cousins? Like, they grew up differently, where it was just like, if we don't talk about it, it never happened. It's like, we knew what was going on in the family. You knew that one person in the family that was a little off, or that was accused of this or did this, but nobody talked about it. So I feel like, is it more of a protection kind of mechanism, as opposed to like, we just don't want to call people out. We don't want to call people out. So we just don't say nothing, and let's not bring it up. Please don't bring it up at the dinner table. It's not that we don't want to bring insight to it, or bring that openness to it. It's like, we just don't want it to cause any problems. I feel like our older
said it the best.
Family, just like, we just don't want it to cause no problems.
Tenfold said, not talking about it makes it acceptable. And the sad, harsh reality is that's a fact. Yeah. Because again, let's say a person stole before. They didn't steal the biggest item in the store. It started with maybe a bubble gum.
Right.
And then it progressed, and it progressed. And that's the same thing as that mentality. It progresses for the worse, the more they think they got away with it. So for instance, every time we don't say anything, it's only making the person worse and worse and worse and worse. And that's how you see the guy, you ever see respectfully, the ugly guy who really thinks he's the most handsome guy on earth? Because his family tell him that he's handsome, and he walks around with a stink cocky attitude when he's not who he think he is, or vice versa to a female. And I'm not saying that that's a legitimate, like, it's the lie is not legitimate. The truth is the legitimacy, but yet still more people overvalue the lie because of how it makes them feel. I think the culture has gotten so caught up in how they feel that no truth is in them, because they care about their feelings more than reality.
So let me ask you this. You own a barbershop, so you've been on different ends of it, right, in business. So you've seen men and women, and you've been in a shop where you've had a barbershop and a salon. Let's just say you have a woman walking in, and she says to you, Q, you don't know her that well, or maybe you've known her now over the course of a few months, and she says to you, Q, I'm really trying to date. I don't know what's going on. I think let's say to you, she's a 3-4. I don't know how you guys do that number thing. She's a 3-4 in your eyes. And she says, I feel like I'm a beautiful woman. I'm a smart woman. I have my stuff together. What's the issue? Are you telling her you're not that beautiful?
No,
you're not. Like, what do you say to her as a 3?
And I said respectfully.
In your eyes.
Look, nowadays, you got to say this term, respectfully, you're not the most attractive woman.
You're saying that to her?
Yes. Respectfully, you're not the most attractive woman, but you can make yourself look a lot better with the way you conduct and carry yourself. Like how you can put yourself together, right? Not only that, the way you speak in certain conversations. Everyone doesn't just looks is a factor. I have to be attracted to the woman I'm dating, but I've met beautiful women who are ugly because of the way they are. They're ugly.
But I'm saying to you, she has, from what you've seen of her, she seems like a great woman. You know she works hard. You know she has these good qualities. But let's just say, because you brought up the looks, so I'm using that part of it. Let's just say she says to you, Q, I feel like I'm a beautiful woman. And that's the only part that you're like,
She is beautiful.
Eek.
She is beautiful to herself. She has a right. Like I always tell you, if a person tells me that they're a 10, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
A person can think they're the most beautiful, attractive person on earth. But the reality is, are you mindful that the dating world might not perceive that also?
Okay.
The dating world might not believe what you say.
Okay.
That's how delusion is created.
So, but we're not going around telling people they are. That's my point.
No, but if she
we're
asks,
not going around
she
telling
asks
people
me, you
that
say.
they're not who they believe they
No,
are.
she asks me.
She asks you and she says, I think she's giving you all the qualities that she feel like she embodies. Are you saying to her as a man to a woman saying, you know what, sweetheart, you're not as beautiful as you think you are? Are you saying
I
that
would
to
say
her?
off the rip, I'm like, first off, you might be shooting for the moon. Reality is you might not land amongst the moon. Right? The reality is you might not be who you think you are to the dating world. And reality is a lot of people have to understand that. You might value yourself at a level 20. But the reality is there's certain things that humans can do to hurt their value in the dating world. The one thing they got to accept, if you're not super attractive, you could work on yourself characteristically. Why, right? You could be that dope person that has a dope character, opposed to just because you don't have the looks. You can't be a non-attractive person, right? And also have a bad attitude.
Agreed.
That is crazy. You're not that cute. And on top of it, you have a bad attitude. That's disgusting. It's like, come on. You have a bad attitude and you're not attractive. Like, that's a double-edged sword. Like, what are we doing here? But again, that's like a not attractive, arrogant person. It's like, yo, that's crazy. You would think you would be a lot more. Like I said, I can understand why a very, very, very beautiful woman is so big-headed. It's because she had so much attention her whole life that it's built up her ego. Like, but I'm asking myself, this less attractive woman, how does she get to that place? That means there are a lot of people around them lying to her. Because clearly it's something that built up this self-confidence is a beautiful thing. And I always say self-confidence, self-worth, I don't think you could ever have too much. I don't think so. But it can become a level of conceitedness if you start dragging it. But I think a person should love themselves. I think a person should believe in themselves. I think a person should have confidence. But it's like, where are you getting this faulty attention that makes you believe that you're a level 10?
Because sometimes beauty, like you said, could be more than just superficial. It's more than just surface. You know what I'm saying? So if you have
Not to
someone
men.
that, but
we
if you
call
have,
it what it is.
if you have someone
You heard
that
that?
you said before that she may have the greatest part, and that may make her beautiful. So obviously to men, it's not just skin deep; it's a little bit more
It's
than
the
the
first thing we
surface.
see,
So
though.
okay, so if the first thing, but let's say she's embodies everything that you want. Now she's nice and she's kind and she's nurturing and she's loving. You've said that that
She
could
might
take
have
a
moved
3,
up a
4
point or two. She might have moved up
to
a point or
what
two.
9, 10. So I think that maybe. But I'm saying maybe naturally that's what may have made some women who, according to men,
Yes.
may not be as attractive start to believe that they are, because they're maybe in relationships where the man is like, you're perfect, you're
Agreed.
beautiful, you're this. So it may have taken their esteem from here to here. So now you want to walk around with a little chip on your shoulder. Like,
Can I be
I'm that
transparently
ish.
honest? Transparently honest, right? And whoever get offended, I don't care. An attitude, right? Very, very nice, very respectful. That can up a less attractive woman, right? The same way a funny guy that's less attractive can up him
Right.
in the dating world, right?
Correct.
He might not be that attractive, but he's hilarious, he's funny, he's charismatic, he's confident for his looks, right? But the thing about women, they miss that. They're not working on their character as much as they used to. They're working on the things that's up in their sexual value, meaning the looks, the makeup, the hair, all of the things that make you sexually attractive.
what you're saying.
Not relationship attractive. That's the issue when I'm telling a lot of women. Y'all work more so on the things that make you sexually desirable, but not relationship desirable.
Okay.
And then when you tell them that, they get offended. I'm like, I don't want to disrespect you.
Right.
But respectfully, men aren't attracted to the things that they think that we're attracted to. Men don't like BBLs.
But if you just said
Men sleep with BBLs. Let me just finish. Men don't like wigs. Men accept wigs, right? They accept it, but they don't. That's not their preference. I'm just being fair.
But you just said with men, it's what y'all see first. So if that's what it is, you don't think that sometimes with some women are trying to work on their image. You said it's visual for men first. So if it's visual for men first, then it's kind of, again, contradicting now by saying, well, that's not important to y'all. So what really is important? Do you care how she looks or not?
Relationship desires is always going to be his physical desires. He's always going to see from a physical standpoint. But a lot of times, like I told you, as a man gets to know a woman, he sees that this woman is not nothing past sex. For instance, what happened to a lot of women is they even overvalue their DMs, right? They think that, oh my God, so many men in my DMs. That's sexual men. That's all they want to do is have sex. If a woman was to literally talk to all 1,000 men in her DM, she'll be lucky if she falls in the 5 to 10 percentile of genuine men that want a relationship. And the crazy part about that 5 to 10 percentile is going to be the 5 to 10 percentile of men that she don't want. That she don't want to be in relationships with. 100%. And those 5 to 10% men will be the men that will be genuinely love her, respect her, and appreciate her. Because again, social media has taught them wrong. They're not working on their relationship value. They're working on the sexual desire value. Right. They're competing with the Megan Thee Stallions, the Cardi B's. I sent you videos of girls that think they're classy and they dress like whores. But if you say it, it's like, how am I wrong for telling the truth? We see the same thing. There's no way that you say you got 20/20 and you play blind when it's a woman. I can't play blind when I see a man. When he's doing something wrong, I'm calling it out. Like, yo, that's disgusting. But again, women nowadays play blind for other women. And they lie to them. And they create this psychological warfare because now she thinks that she's this level. But why aren't you getting the results of you thinking that you're at that level? Because you're not really at that level. And when you tell them that, it's like, oh my God, you're hurting her. You're talking. No, I'm telling you the truth. It's the truth. Men don't see a woman that's up in her. You get a BBL, you just up your sexual desires. You didn't up your marriage desires. A woman coming out of a class saying, hey, I just did therapy, right? I worked on myself. I went in the gym and I'm actually building my real butt. She can up her market value as far as marriage. A man laying down, getting fat and not working is not up in his marriage or relationship value. Right. He's going to only get a woman that's willing to accept him at that level. But the kind of woman he really desires, right, he's not going to get it. Because in reality, he's not working on himself.
Right.
Right? Go ahead.
Ooh.
We know when a woman's a 10. You know what I'm saying? If you need, I'm going to just call it what it is. If I got to get in my car, put a wad of money out of my pocket, put on 5 chains, my Rolex and all of these things, and then I got to walk up to a woman, that mean I'm not confident. It's the same way when a woman has to put on a wig, she has to put on makeup, she has to put on all of these things, that means she's not confident. She's insecure because of the fact that she needs all of these aesthetics to feel like she's of a level. That means she's not that attractive. That means she has to work on herself. Like again, believing in yourself, living in your truth is what is hard for most people to do these days.
So you think as women, when we wear makeup, it's because we're insecure?
No, I think that most of them feel like they look better with it. And I think that's kind of scary because reality is men are more attractive to women without it. I'd rather wake up to who you are because tomorrow morning I'm going to see the real you. And you've seen it. We've seen the videos where the men like, oh my God, who the hell is this? Because these makeup people have gotten so nice, they could take a 2 and make it a 10.
That's
know what I'm saying? Amber Rose is beautiful, bro. Oh, Derrick Rose, Amber Rose? No, Amber Rose to Derrick Rose. That's funny as hell. That's funny. What else I was saying? But look, respectfully, these people, they don't see that it's not really you. It's like a guy who comes on to you, he bags you, portrays that he has his life together, and then you wake up after y'all got drunk that night, you got a little tore up, you wake up and y'all in his mama's basement. You're like, what the hell? That's the same way we feel catfish when we wake up and see that she don't look like what we saw. Most women don't look like their social media pictures that they put up.
That's true.
And again, we were talking about earlier, even when you look at the filters are no different than makeup. It's the same thing.
Well, yeah.
It's the same
thing. But you
thing.
said AI. Filters are different than AI.
No,
AI changes your body
AI is the extreme.
Construct. But you are talking about AI is going from taking you from 300, 250 pounds to 150 pounds. Your nose is smaller, your everything. It's a whole different, come on. Like, look, we are going to compare AI to filters.
No, what I said was it's anything that's an enhancement, it's a cheat. If I take steroids and play baseball and hit all the home runs, am I really good? But it's crazy that if I put on a toupee as a man, you will laugh at me, right? But if a woman puts on a whole wig, it's nothing wrong with that. And it's the same issue. She might be bald-headed, he might be bald-headed. So guess what? I'm doing the same thing
Toupee
you're
is
doing.
crazy.
But a wig is crazy. It's the
No,
same
but
thing.
I'm saying the hair implants is okay. The toupee on some men, come
To
on.
women.
Some of it be looking real crazy. Little hair implant.
No,
what's that
women
little
will tease a
spray-on
guy if
stuff?
she find out that he put a whole, the man unit. She would laugh at him. Meanwhile, she got on the whole man
No,
unit.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't laugh at
Not
that.
you.
Yeah, I think if
But
a guy,
women will laugh at a
I'd
man
laugh
with
at
a man
that.
unit when she got on a woman unit.
Because we all losing hair. To be honest with you, I think bald men are very attractive.
Lace fronts is
I think
crazy.
when men start losing hair, just lose it, guys. Some of you guys look so handsome, bald-headed. I swear. Like, I feel like some guys get a lot of insecurities when they
Agreed.
start to go bald. But I really think that there are a lot of men that look really good bald.
You know what I see in this country? I'm going to be honest with you. A person could be at a bus stop and laugh at a person with a hoopty. A person could be homeless and laugh at a person that has a shack. A person could have no education, but this person is pursuing their education and they're waiting for a bus to get on the bus to go to school, will laugh at you. I feel like this country is so weird when it comes to people. The way they think to me, Shay, is just so weird. I feel like, yo, if you're bald-headed, he's bald-headed, y'all both doing something to enhance yourself, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's no different. Right? If she listen, and it could be things of it could be alopecia, respectfully. It could be anything that could be, you know what I'm saying, your genetics. Cool. But again, if she does it, he does it, it's the same
But
thing.
see, here we go, though, because some STU said, I think bald women are attractive. Y'all know back in the days, if y'all got into an argument with that bald-headed girl, what y'all used to say? Shut your
When you was-
bald-headed
when you was
son. That
young.
y'all always did.
When you was young.
Not always young, because you probably say that. Some people say that
No,
when they get older.
no, when you-
So when that girl wearing her little wig and her weave, don't come at her, because you be the same one
No,
to
what
call
I'm
her
saying
bald-headed.
is, you can see like you can see
Same
that
one
the
to call her
woman's
bald-headed.
personality changes when they either put on their wig or they put on a weave.
Right.
Their whole personality change. It's like they take on the mentality of the person that has that hair before them.
Yeah, but Q, we've always,
That's
especially
scary,
as
Shay.
black women,
That's scary.
our hair has always been our hair has always been our crown. So I feel like as black women, hair in general from a woman, you get your hair done. It's not about, oh, now I feel like I'm a different person. Sometimes it just makes you feel better. It makes you feel good. It's not a matter of like you were insecure at first. You just get your hair done and you just feel a lot better.
But
It doesn't.
reality is, if she knows that she wouldn't get the same level of attention when she don't got that thing on, it says that she knows she's not who she truly is. If she gets the same attention with or without that thing, that girl fired.
But sometimes it's not doing it for attention, though. Sometimes it's just you wanting to go get your hair done. It's not
No,
saying
that I
you think
agree
you go
with.
sit
I
and
agree
get
with.
braids. You like, damn, I can't wait to step out of here because everybody gonna be in my DM now. No, sometimes you just need your hair done.
No, but there are a lot of women,
That's
Shay, you
it.
have to admit, remember, I've been in the hair industry for a long time, and I see the personality change once that weave go in or that wig goes on. Once that thing is glued down, she is glued up.
But you feel like it's for a man, or you feel like it's just for her? Like it just makes her feel good.
Don't get me wrong. If a
You
woman
know?
goes into the salon and gets her hair done and she feels more confident but was already confident, there's nothing wrong with that.
But
vice versa for a man who gets a haircut.
Haircut. I said that to you
what I'm saying-
earlier.
No, I agreed
It's the
with you
same
with that.
thing.
But I don't agree with when a person don't have the same level of confidence without it. I know people who are less likely to walk into it. Let's say, okay, right now there's 100 men in the room. You strip a woman down to the raw. Meaning she just got on clothes, she's covered. No makeup, no wig, no weave, no nothing. Can she walk in that room and solicit a man confidently without all those aesthetics? That means she knows she's not cute. She knows she's not cute. In the same way, if a man can't walk into a room without his money and try to stand on his wallet, he is not confident. He is not a real confident man. It's the same thing. If a man isn't, listen, I'd rather a woman think I'm poor and I can bag her and thinking I'm poor than a woman that think I'm rich. All day.
There are different factors. Or someone just said in the chat, like she has alopecia. Like I said,
And
when
I
it comes to
understand that.
women,
That's a different
when
issue.
but again, it could be so many different issues. What if you ain't got no edges? What if you going
Someone
bald too,
said, how
just
can
like
you
men?
call it
I'm
a
just
crown when it's
saying.
fake?
I'm just saying.
Someone
It's
said that.
just what?
Someone said, how can you call it a crown when it's fake?
Whatever. We've been doing that since the beginning of time, though, wearing braids and doing stuff like. Damn, everything we do is a problem. Like it's the
I just
hair.
think-
I don't feel like every time a woman gets her hair done, I don't think it's necessarily for attention. Sometimes I think it's just that inner
Sugar Mom,
her.
something fair.
It's just she feels beautiful, and what's wrong with that?
I know nothing
don't
against
think,
it.
I don't think now when you say okay, the fake lashes and you're going to these extremities could be a little different. But I think for the most part, when I get my hair done, I feel good. When I don't have my hair
That's
done, it's
not
not
wrong
to
with
say I feel like low self-esteem or I'm insecure, but there's nothing like when you go and you get that fresh dew, you just feel good like a guy. I've seen men, when y'all get your hair cut and y'all put on them fresh sneakers and y'all standing in the mirror feeling yourselves. Why? Because you feel good. I don't think you're thinking like, oh, as soon as I go out, this chick is
I
gonna
disagree.
like me. This chick is gonna,
I disagree.
it's just, you feel good.
I think people have learned how to create faulty confidence and pretend to be more confident than what they actually are. And I'll be honest with you, I used to work out with a girl who would literally, we go to the gym at 6:30, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. This girl got a full face of makeup on. I'm like, what the hell, right? I'm like, what time did you get up to do this? And the crazy part is, I've been working out with her for years and known her for years, and I ain't never see her without it. And I'm like, that's kind of scary. Like, you're not even comfortable without putting on makeup. And all you doing is clogging your pores of your natural oils. You're literally clogging your pores of your natural oils. Like, I think that what happened is I want my women to go back to the point where they're comfortable with their natural look. Because again, you've been taught by celebrities and people who are very unconfident with their true selves, right? To be a certain aesthetics, to make you feel comfortable with this aesthetic on, but not being confident and comfortable with who you truly are. I don't care if I have $1 in my pocket or I have $1 million in my pocket. I'm gonna walk with confidence and my head up high. That's the one thing I love about how my mother raised me. But I see a lot of people, their parents did a bad job because I'm telling you, they're not confident and comfortable in their real natural state.
But you say you want women to go back to their natural state. I think that's hard for a lot of women when you have men out there that glamorize and glorify the fakeness.
They sleep with them, though, Shay.
But
if you
that's
notice,
it? That's
modest
it?
women, Shay, modest women get married more than super women who want to be baddies. All day. It's the baddie aesthetic. It's like when I grew up, we used to wear like Dickies, right? You know what Dickies mean, right? You were in a gang. That was a look. The way you dress, you wore hoodies or you wore certain things to look like a bad boy. Now they wear something called what? The poo shiesties. It's because you're trying to give off a certain aesthetic. So even vice versa for a woman, certain things they give off, it gives off the same energy. If certain things I wear as a man will give you ghetto, it'll give you ratchet, it'll give you I'm hood, but why don't women see it gives the same aura when it comes to them? It's the same thing. It's nothing different, but what it is I think they're very delusional when they're looking at themselves. And they get mad when a person like me tells the truth about, yo, the same way your little, we call them bati riders, they're up here, yo, all you're telling a man is, I'm very, very available for the night. And again, as a father of daughters, I'm going to talk to her and both of them and tell them, you do not do that. And then be mad at the fact that they see you of a certain caliber, right? Your son walk into a store, he has on a hoodie and gloves. Would you let him do that? He look like he about to rob the store, right? We know that. But if a girl dressed like a whore, she's not going to be looked at as a whore? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's about maturing to the point where we living in truth. It's not about men or women. It's like right is right, wrong is wrong. Go ahead.
So there's this new trend going on, and I don't know if you guys saw this, called marriage or mattress. So basically, men, we judge women two things: marriage and mattress.
That's how we do.
That's how we do. So we can tell off the appearance, off rip, like marriage and mattress.
Marriage or mattress.
What do you think about that, Q?
I want Shay to answer it first.
Why me? What do I think about the trend?
Yeah, like how, man, we can tell the first 10,
I can't
the first
tell you
30
what a
minutes,
man
we can
thinks.
tell,
If a man,
if it's marriage and mattress.
they say that. They say a man could tell in the first few minutes if that's somebody he would wife or that's somebody he would sleep with. That's on y'all to tell.
You know what it is though, and I'm going to be fair. I think that can a woman change from a man based on how he see it from the first glance? Yes. Yes. Like I always tell people, when people play in your face, it's because you gave them something to play with.
Right.
Right? You gave them something to play with. Because you got to ask yourself, let's say somebody disrespect me. I'm like, yo, what did I do?
To make you feel like you could do that. Yeah.
I'm very self-aware.
I just had that conversation the other day.
You gotta be self-aware.
Like when people do that, like what did somebody do to make you think you could play with them like that? That's a good one.
Either they're a risk taker.
Go on, my brother.
You got some risk takers. Some people that just try everybody. Right? Then that's why they get consequences. But I'm just saying, if you're self-aware, then you can always fix things that's around you. You can't fix the world, but you can always adjust to how the world operates and thinks. But one thing I want the world to understand is, do I believe that you're going on a nice night, you're gonna be taking a lot of photos, your woman Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I want my woman to feel the same level of confidence with or without that. That's real.
But can I ask you this? If men, and I'm asking you guys too, if you know that these women are who they are with the BBLs, or she wearing a certain outfit, like you said, the Batsy Riders in the skimpy outfit, and you already know what it is, and she probably already been ran through, then why do y'all still want to tap that then? Why
Because it's
why
a
will y'all
sexual
still do
encounter.
it?
Men,
So y'all don't really care. It doesn't matter where she's been. It doesn't matter
how do you
anything.
stop your belt from moving?
How does who?
How do you stop a belt from moving?
How do I stop it?
How do you
I
stop
put
a
it in
belt and a what?
the
Say it. You said it right. You better say it. Starts with an N.
The notch.
Okay, that's a notch in a man's belt. He doesn't see that more than just a notch in his belt. Like that sexual encounter is just a notch in his
So
belt.
y'all don't have no standards.
No, what
Just
I'm
the way
saying,
we
it
should.
depends on the man and where he is in life. As he elevates, his standards does change. When a man is at the bottom, he's willing to hit anything moving. As a man progresses, that changes. I promise you. As a man, listen, that's why you can meet some bum dudes when they were bums, they be having like twisted baby mothers. I'm being honest. You can see a guy, listen, not call it what it is. You'll see a guy at a certain level, let's say hypothetically when he was in his 20s, he had nothing, he wasn't who he is today at 40. That man might have a horrible baby mother because of the fact that why? At that time, he was that type of person. Women sleep with who they would like, men sleep with who they can. And as a man elevates, it changes because now he has the option that the woman has. But initially, a man is not born with the same options that a woman have. A woman can, that's why we're harder on y'all when y'all have sex. That's why we judge y'all so hard, because y'all are the gateway to sex. Hands down. A woman, I'm gonna be honest with you, I could like a woman on a level 40, find out she slept with a bum and I don't want her no more. At all. At all.
Damn.
Because I'm like, you didn't have that level of discernment that you let him touch you. And it's not about hating, it's not about insecurity, it's not about none of that. It's about the fact that in my mind, this woman you don't have the value that I thought I was willing to pay to date you. You don't have that value. So guess what? I'm willing to leave that on the shelf. Somebody else could take that shelf. Somebody else could take that. Go ahead, Tyler. All right, but again, go ahead, Shay. I'm sorry.
Watch the comments go crazy. But I feel like, again, that's the unfairness in a woman's eyes. In some women's eyes. I'm saying, guys, I am not a man. I cannot tell y'all how to think. But y'all also cannot tell us how to feel. It's sometimes how when we look at it is when you slept with that whore or that whatever. Now we looking at you like, damn, like you ain't have the discernment and the knowledge to know that she was ran through and you went and did that with her. Now you want to come talk to me? Absolutely not. So I feel like it's the same thing, just different genders, and we're doing it differently. Like we want to vet too, and we expect y'all to have some level of standards as well.
Agreed. But you want to hear something funny though? A woman sleeping around, Shay, and has a lot of partners. What would you consider her?
A woman who sleeps around and has a lot of partners, we're gonna say what? She's a whore?
No, I'm asking you. I know. No, I want you to tell me what you think that is. What do you think that is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
what?
She sleeps around. Yeah, it's a little.
She's a whore?
Little like too many.
And now, you said that about women. Now I'm gonna tell you what a man is that sleep around. I'm gonna tell you. He's a whore maker. He's making whores. I didn't create the rule, Shay, because I'm gonna tell you something. If a man tells a woman, I've been with her, I ain't never in my life, I keep saying this, I've never heard a woman say, hey, I want a man that's a virgin. I've never heard that, Shay. I've never heard a woman say, yo, I want me a man that has never been around, never slept with nobody. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, the more experienced he is, and the more he can satisfy you, the more y'all value him. I'm gonna be honest with you, even when we was in school, women wanted the men more who were more promiscuous. They did not want the good guys. The good guys probably lost their virginities at later ages, while the bad guys lost their virginities at earlier ages. You can tell based on who the guy is, based on how or what he was in high school, based on the age when he tell you if he's telling the truth. Because a lot of guys be lying and trying to recreate their characters, right? They're NPCs. They try to change their whole high school stories. I was the man in high school. They be lying. Everybody wasn't the captain of the football team. Everybody wasn't nice in sports. Like, come on. We know that some of these guys were late bloomers, and it's okay. It's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of dudes be lying. My man Munchie on the live, we was outside when we were younger. That's one of my high school, my early childhood friends. But again, reality is, based on what age they lost their virginity, you could tell how more popular they was at that time. Because women always wanted the guys that were more popular. And the sad part is people say, oh, you comparing it to high school. Women still think like high school. They still want the popular guys. That's the problem. And the sad part is most women want them same guys. So it's like, what do you do different that will stand out above this one? What do you do? He has the options now. He's built his character. He's built himself up. He has the choice of what he wants now.
I think there's certain women that want those guys still. I don't think that women who have built themselves up just like men, like I said, women who are grounded in who they are and are accomplished, I don't think they're looking for those kind of men. Just the way how a man isn't looking for that kind of woman. I think we are vetting men better now. Some of us, not all, again, not all, are vetting better. But if that's the case, and if it's lacking that on women and it's lacking that on men, and we've already identified the issue in the dating pool, then what's the solution?
I could tell you the
Because
solution.
every man isn't the same, every woman isn't the same. We got some great men out here. We got some great women. We got some, not so great women, not so great men. Like, since we've identified the problem, what's the solution?
I'm going to be honest with you. A man elevates his life, Shay. His goal is to find a woman that, in most cases, that's the complete opposite of him. If a man is a high earner, he's not like, hey, I need me a high earning woman. He, in most cases, wants a woman that is the complete opposite of him. Let me explain what that is. High earner usually want a very submissive, very attentive, good woman that's more family oriented, that's gonna be his balance for him, right? Here's the problem with the women. The women, they build themselves up, right? They get the money. They want a man that's superior to them. This is why most women are going to be single. As they elevate themselves, they feel like they're inclined to a better man because of what they have. And in most cases, most of them will never get that. And then what they say is, oh, they're insecure. No, you're not his balance. Why do you think a man will say, I would date a woman that work at McDonald's and a woman that run a Fortune 500? Because again, he's looking for his balance. I'm telling you, it is more healthy when a person finds something that's completely the opposite of them. A masculine energy needs a feminine energy. A masculine energy and a masculine energy, all they're gonna do is keep butting. A positive and a negative, that works. Two positives don't work. Two negatives don't work. It's just what it is. But again, when you say this, you know what? I don't care. I make 6 figures and my man better make 7 figures. I'm like, you sound slow. Because reality is that's not gonna happen. Most millionaire men are married. But the thing is, a lot of these women don't see you. You know what? I'm not saying you can't get a millionaire, but you're gonna have to build them up and build yourself up to a millionaire together. And that's more feasible and possible. But it's impossible for most women to go out in the dating world and see a millionaire who's gonna see value in them outside of sex. He doesn't see you past sex. Because you were not in the, we're gonna finish, I'm gonna let you finish that line, John. You wasn't with me.
Shooting in the gym.
You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. That's how they think. What makes you my partner? But if me and you met and I'm at a level 0 and me and you work together and I get to a level 8, shit, every bit of me gonna see you as a partner and every bit of me gonna respect you. Because when I was in that gym working, you could have been at home cooking the meals up for me to come and recharge, and you was making that bed safe and that house warm and safe for me to come home to. I protected it, but you made it warm and safe for me. That man will always see value in that woman. Always gonna see value in that woman. There is no way he's gonna look at that woman and say, she is nothing to me. But that woman that came along for the journey, I already had my Maybach. I already had this, I already had that. You ain't no value. You just leeching.
So the woman, so I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying. So the woman who has built herself up the same way and sees herself in that way, she can't look at the partner that she wants to pick the same way and say, okay, well, we spoke earlier today when me and you had a conversation about that Pop the Balloon show and the guy who said, the doctor that was on there. And with this, that situation was a little different because the girl was like really young and he was saying to her, you're a liability for me. You wouldn't add any value to my life because what are you going to teach me? You can't do anything financially for me. You can't do anything intellectually. So I'm saying if I'm agreeing with what you said on the man's end, but flip it now on the woman's end, what's the difference? Everything you said just flipped on the woman's end. What's the difference if a woman says that?
When a woman builds, why do you feel you deserve even better than you?
Well, let's say she doesn't deserve even better.
But that's what they think, Shay.
Just a match.
Because
just someone to match her energy.
He's not going to be attracted to her because she is him. She is him. When he lays in the bed, he is not laying in the bed with a woman. He got to check if she has a vagina or a penis. He's not looking for that, Shay. He's looking for a woman that knows she has a vagina. He's looking for a woman that knows she's feminine. He's looking for a woman that's not trying to challenge masculinity. He's looking for a woman that's looking for what? Leadership, guidance. Who wants a man, because in one breath, you want this man to be willing to literally crash out for you, but in the same breath, you don't want him to lead you. I don't think that's a healthy aesthetic for a man. I think that's diabolical. For a man, she wants you to crash out for her, but she ain't letting you lead her. I think that's a bad deal. I think that man is dumb that signs up for that deal. I think it's a horrible sign up, right? That's like me going to war for America knowing they ain't gonna do nothing for me when I get home. That don't make no sense.
Someone said a successful woman is a man. To me, she's got the qualities of a man.
A lot of them do. Not all of them, Shay. Let me make sure I say this right, because I don't want people to think that just because a woman is successful, she's a man. I've met very strong, career-oriented women who are very feminine. Still go home, still cook, clean, still play. She'll still be the womanly duties in the house, right? Because a lot of times when you say things like, oh, because my man won't do it, a lot of men do not have that. I'm going to tell you something. A man will not nurture a home to the magnitude of what a woman will do. She looks at all the little aesthetics, the paintings and all those things. She, like, when you get the house, y'all make it up.
Turns it into a home.
And that's a reality, and that's our balance. A man will be on a blow-up mattress in a mansion. A woman will have furniture all around that thing. Now that mansion look good. But he looking at it like, okay, I got a mansion, but you ain't got no furniture. But he don't care, because that's how most men are like that. They don't care as much. But again, most men start caring about the furniture and all those things when they get women. If you notice, like a man, right, let's say he had a messy room. When I grew up, the first thing we did when our shorties was coming over was what? What? That room was spick and span. Changing sheets. What? You going crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to do I used to go to the 99-cent store and drop the joint. You know the joint that goes in the carpet? What? The best thing on
Not
earth.
the carpet powder.
Second thing, there's two cheat codes. One was a carpet thing that you pour into the carpet.
Carpet powder.
Yep. And the second one is Fabuloso. Whoever created Fabuloso is the GOAT. Fabuloso will have your house smelling like pine sol,
Fabulous.
it's pine
Like
sol
fabulous.
and Fabuloso. Those are the top two things that clearly you could use, and it drags out everything. But I'm just saying, as men, we were trying to get our balance. When our balance is more of a feminine woman, it's not a masculine woman. And women, they've misconstrued success with masculinity. They don't know how to understand the difference. A lot of women, they be like, well, I'm not, I'm like, you're very masculine. Very, and I'm like, within seconds, we can see it. But if you tell them, I'm like, rather than you do the work on yourself, if a woman tells me, yo, I think you need to step your game up, whether I say it or not to her, we're gonna go sit back in our own and lick our wounds. And when men start licking their wounds, they start healing their own trauma.
Right.
A man will lick his own wounds, maybe in his own space, in his own quietness. He go licks his wounds in his corner. And he realizes like, yo, I gotta lick my wounds, fam. I gotta fix this, right? But a woman, you can tell them every bit of what we do or don't want, and they still gonna fight it. That's narcissistic. Like they're telling you they're like that. They're telling you they don't want this. They're telling you that they don't respect this. They telling that, oh, you care about is your money. They telling you still like, I'ma still be what I am. Then you mad that you're gonna pass away alone. When you chose it because you were not willing to work on yourself. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep listening because I feel like you have some men, right, that will make money, and I think there are some men that do remind women, not all, that they're the boss, they're the ones that pay the bills. I pay the bills in this house. I do this, I do that. So then when you have women now who get empowered and feel that they need to go out and make their own and not have someone speak to them in that way, or not have someone treat them like their property instead of a partner, and not have someone make them feel like, you know what, this is a transactional relationship or marriage, then they get looked at as now you're what? Instead of being independent, now you're being too masculine. Like how many times does someone want to hear, because I'm sure you know some of those relationships where it's like, I'm the man in this house, I pay the bills, I do this, I do that.
I've heard it.
So then where do you,
I was like that at one
where
point.
does a woman take that balance? Now she wants to, now you have women that say, you know what, I don't want to ever be in a relationship like that. I don't want anyone to feel like they own me, where they could speak to me that way. So now I want to go out, get my education, get a job, better myself to the point where no man could take away from me. You know what? I didn't come in this relationship, I'm not taking. Because some of them, they wouldn't just throw you out, take your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, let's speak to those women. What about them?
Shay, when my mother got mad, her favorite law was to remind everybody what she didn't do for them. When I got mad, Shay, I had to remind everybody what I didn't do for them. Where did I get that from? From my mother. As soon as my mother get mad, she reminds you that it is her house. As soon as my mom get mad, she reminds you can get the hell out. That's what I grew up seeing, and it took me years to work on not being like that because, again, I was taught it. So reality is, soon as you get mad, take everything away. Long as I'm happy, you can have everything. And look, they say that's my mom, but that's what you learn. And reality is, most cases, if you had a masculine man, and this is my theory, what I see, and then this is how you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, how you know a lot of women are very selfish, very selfish. And watch this, a man in a relationship, He's gonna continue to do what he has to do even when he's mad at you. I can't stay in your face, but I'm still gonna do what I gotta do. I'm mad at you, but I still gotta handle my responsibility as a man. A woman in a relationship will get upset and neglect every bit of her responsibilities because of how she feel. Her feelings trump everything. I'm like, yo, you didn't pay the light bill? You paid the light bill. We about to be in the dark, idiot. You've been doing it for the last 10 years because you're mad today? Like that's to me how selfish that mentality has gotten onto these women. And I'm like, y'all gotta get these women from teaching y'all delusion and foolishness because you don't plan on breaking up with him. So why are you neglecting your responsibilities?
Yeah, I'm not neglecting no light bill. I'm
No,
not
we're
doing
saying
that.
you, but a lot of like men on my live right now,
Neglecting the
give
household
me a hands up. I'm gonna be
responsibilities.
the first one. If you dated women, as soon as they get upset, they completely forget about their responsibilities in the relationships because they're upset. Look, facts, yes. I already know. I tell the truth. I've talked to so many men over the years of doing what I do for a living. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I always give you flowers because you are a bartender. Y'all hear the rawest conversations on earth. But barbers, we hear it all.
Was a
Shay, I hear
bartender.
stuff that I don't want. When you was, right? We hear things we don't want to hear anymore. Like we don't want to know.
Right.
I'm like, yo, fam, you could have kept that to yourself. But you get so conditioned to hearing so many things as a barber that you heard every story. There is no stories that somebody can't tell me. And again, someone's gonna say, rather than, hey, let's single out those women that are like that, they're gonna say, well, that's the girls y'all messing with. Like, no, there's a lot of women out there like this. Let's keep moving the goddamn goalposts. Let's leave it at the 100-yard line and let's break it down and just fix the situation. Let's keep moving the goddamn goalposts. Every time all we do is move the goalposts, move the goalposts, move the goalposts, move the goalposts,
So
move the goalposts.
what's the post? Is the post that women are the problem? We're the problem?
No, I think that a lot of y'all getting y'all information from women that are unhappy, that are very, 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 very panhandlers. You know what a panhandler is, right? They're panhandlers. This is the women that aren't married, women that are like promiscuous online, 304s. That's where y'all getting y'all information from. Y'all not going to that woman that's literally gonna be the wife. Y'all not looking at, but they still wanna be a wife. You wanna put yourself out to the streets on social media, but wanna be a wife. This is crazy, Shay. As a man, you can't be, that's like me taking my money that I'm making and spending it in 2 homes.
Right.
That's like she's trying to live in 2 worlds. On your social media world says I'm single, but in your household it says that I'm married. That don't make no damn sense. Most women's social media, Shay, it looks like they're promiscuous. I'm lying? Soon as you open your gram, it's ho, 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 ho. It's more ho-ho-hos than Santa Claus. I'm like, damn. Like, look, and this is what y'all being taught. But I'm not disrespecting a woman. I'm just trying to raise awareness. Stop following those hoes. They're gonna lead you straight to the gates of hell. They're not getting married. These women are hoes. They're literally teaching you how to be a hoe. They teach you how to beg. I tell you, most women that are broke don't think they're broke. They think they haven't found the right man. Damn, that is scary. You think you haven't found the right man? You 40. Your life's supposed to be together. Stop wanting flowers for being an adult. Like I be telling a lot of women, welcome to adulthood. I pay you supposed to, you're single. You're supposed to pay your bills. Why do you want flowers for it? Why do you want a hug for being an adult? That's like your son using the bathroom without a pamper when he's 13. You're gonna, good job. You didn't pee in the pot. You peed in the potty today. You're 13.
I mean, I agree with you for that. Grown-ups paying their bills is grown-up paying their bills. Like, there's no trophy for that.
And that's what you see. I'm gonna be honest with you, Shay. Based on social media, you hear more women online screaming about how they're independent and single, and a lot of them hate being independent and single. A lot of them hate it. And if my women that's real, I love you to death for keeping it real. A lot of women don't like the responsibility, Shay. But they lie because it's like I have to make myself feel comfortable in this. But in reality, it's better to say, yo, I need help. I think black people have been taught to hate vulnerability to the point where it's looked at as strength when you lie to yourself. No, that's delusion. Because now you're starting to make yourself believe your own foolishness. You believe that, when you go in that kid's house right now, let's say you got a single mother, go in that house and sit down and be the son in the house. That woman is mad. She's mad. Then the whole house gonna feel it. Sometimes dudes be worried about their mama coming home. Why? Because they know mama might be on 100. Mama ain't happy. But I'm gonna raise my daughters to create this same ideology, knowing that, your life would be so much better if you can find a life partner that can help you pay bills and be responsible and build your life up. Rather than you sitting there talking about I'm a single parent. Look at it. Shay, the dumbest thing you gotta tell me, this gotta sound dumb to you, is you pay $5,000 in bills and I tell you, give me half of your bills, I pay $2,500 and you keep $2,500 in your pocket. You think that's not a blessing? Look how dumb these people, they teaching these people dumb stuff. I would rather be alone. And you're miserable with it.
Yeah.
That's not healthy. I could never hear a man saying, hey, I pay $100,000 in bills if a woman come in and pay $50,000. I don't want to be with her. He'll bless her blessing.
It depends on that partner, though, Q. It depends on that woman. It depends on that man. It's not anybody that's just going to come in and say, I'm going to pay half the bills, because some people, they do like their peace, and they'd rather, I don't want to use the word struggle, but pay everything than for you to disrupt their peace, because every partner doesn't make your life peaceful. So if someone's entering your space and monetarily they're helping you, but
read that real quick, somebody,
it's
please.
not peaceful, then some people would just rather be single.
I agree 100% what you said. Some people would rather be single.
Some people would rather be single than
I
to
want you
deal
to
with
read
that.
Read that what he wrote. He told his daughter. I want you to read that, Tyler.
I told my daughters to never say they are strong, independent black women. That's stupid. You are a functioning, responsible adult. That's it. That's all.
And that's how men think. I think women think the opposite, Shay. When they start adulting, because they feel like somebody, I think they have like a savior's complex where they feel like somebody's supposed to save them. Right. So therefore they want credit for doing what they're supposed to do as adults. You wanted a luxury car. You wanted a luxury lifestyle. You should have to be able to foot that bill of a luxury lifestyle, especially if you don't have a man that can help you.
Right.
It is what it is. As an adult, I can't sit here and have multiple children and complain about having to pay bills with multiple children. I chose to have multiple children.
Right.
But I think that they can't get that. And when you say it's like, oh my God, you're attacking women. No. Why do y'all think like this? Because some ignorant woman is teaching you foolishness. And a lot of these women, they have the potential to be such great people. But again, they being programmed by people who aren't great people. I'm gonna go on record and say this. Somebody gonna get mad. I'm gonna tell the truth. I don't care. Watch this. I'm a father, right? Where my daughter at? Was she over there? Come here, Quinn. Come here, Stink. Was she in the room? All right, I got a daughter, right? I have 2 daughters. Shay, the day I walk my daughter down the aisle and hand her off to a man, I'm gonna teach my daughter to understand that man is the prize. You want this man to be able to RIP for you. You want this man to go break his bones and his body to give you a life, consistently protecting you. Because now daddy's not there. My daughter could live in another state. I'm expecting this man to take on a role of me. And she don't believe that man is the value? Man, she's slow, man. There's no way you can think like that. Because in most cases, I don't know many women who are willing to die for their man.
I disagree with that.
Look
I
what
think we're both the value.
Shay, the ultimate sacrifice.
We're both the value.
Hold on, Shay, look at this. The ultimate sacrifice is losing your life, Shay. That's the ultimate sacrifice any human could give. Most women ain't doing that. I'm sorry. Most women ain't doing that. Most women aren't doing that, right? The ultimate. So the day I hand that man my daughter, we're going to talk the day before. If something happened to this girl, something going to happen to you. Because I'm expecting you to do what I'm willing to do for you. And if you can get somebody that just met you 5 years ago, put a ring, and he's willing to do that for you, man, Shay, you hit the goddamn lottery. You hit the goddamn lottery.
So in marriage, the husband is always the prize.
No, I think the prize is the person that's willing to go do everything that you expect. Women have a laundry list like this to make them feel confident in their relationship. Men have a laundry list like this. So the reality is you have more expectations from a person. That means there's more value there. If I have this much expectation and this much, come on. Child, if I hire you on a job and I tell you just work the cashier. Now hire Shay, she got to work the cashier, she got to work the register, she got to stock shelves, she got to bring in inventory, she got to cook, she got to clean. Like who's more valuable? The person that has more responsibility. It's just called logic. Let's remove it as a woman or a man. If a man had the same expectations of women that women have on men, I would say women are more valuable because of the expectations.
Disagree.
It's more on a guy.
So for the women on here who are saying then we risk our lives in childbirth and that's what we do, what would you say to them?
But that has nothing to do with the man, Shay. That has nothing to do with your child. Okay. Why do you keep using childbirth as a justification?
I asked you for the women that said that on the live.
Why do you keep using childbirth as a justification onto men that has nothing to do with men? That has something to do with you wanting to be a mother to your child. And the sad part is I'm nervous of a person looking at I'm taking, you wanted this kid. Because clearly you went all 9 months for this, 8 months for this child. You chose that. In the same way I would look at a man when he complains about paying bills for it. You chose that child. Deal with the responsibility. But I will never see, what I do for my daughter and what I do for my relationships aren't the same thing. My relationship and my child is not the same thing. They're not the same thing. I have to build up this relationship, keep this functioning while keeping this function. I could be a great father and a horrible husband, right? I could be a hell of a dad, but a horrible husband. So therefore, that means they're two different jobs. It's not the same job.
But it's recognizing that we both have a job and we both bring value and add value to each other. So you're not going to tell me that you're the value if in that marriage, whether your laundry list is this long or mine's is shorter, we're both bringing value to the marriage and to the relationship. When we step in the presence of God, it's not saying that you're the only one that has value in this.
That's not what I said.
I'm giving risk too.
I
I'm bringing
never said
something
that.
to
I
this
said
marriage
he's
as
the
well.
value,
But you
Shay.
said whoever's the one that's willing to risk the most. So, but you said
No,
women have a
I
laundry
didn't say
list.
risk. I said the person that has more expectations and duties.
You said the one
is
who's willing to
more
risk their
valuable.
life. That's what you
No, I
said.
said you expect a man to crash out for you, Shay. If we out right now and me and you together and somebody's violating you as a man and we're not even in a relationship, we're friends, you're going to look over at me, Shay. And if you say no, you cap it. That's a reality that a man has to face every day with going outside with a woman. If something was to happen, he has to be willing to step up.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't step up, guess what? He's a punk. He's a coward. He's a chump. He's everything other than his name. So reality is you don't have that responsibility. I think the ultimate sacrifice is a person that's willing to risk their life for you. That is the ultimate. I think if I had 10 friends around me and they were all willing to crash out for me, I got some good friends. I got some great friends.
Yeah.
We just talking logical.
Understood, but I just think in marriage, I don't think a man is the value. I think we both are. I think men and women are the
I
same
think
in a
women
marriage.
are
That's
valuable,
me.
Shay.
In that union,
I
we're
think
the same.
highest value is the person that has more
And I
responsibility.
don't think the man is the prize. I think we're both the prize for each other in a marriage. That's just what I think.
Okay, look. 1,000. Okay, so look at this. If you sit down, I want to ask y'all something. We all human now. Let's have a real conversation, right? If I have a staff, and I'm only using it because a household is supposed to run like a well-oiled machine as a business. The business is to procreate life, to set them up so they can take the business to the next level. I doubt you had 2 sons that you want to stay at your level. You want your children to have a better level than you.
Right.
So that means the institution before them has to be better and put them in a better position so they can what? Have a better life. So reality. Now, as an institution, right? I know the responsibilities is more of the hard stuff has to be on my back, right? Me and my girl went out last night. I said it to her. I accept that I got so much responsibility, right? I had a little tear in my eye, but it's my truth. I know I got to go above and beyond for my family. I know the expectations on me, and it's okay. Because if a man doesn't, Shay, a man is not built in comfort, he's built in chaos. If a man doesn't accept his chaos and he stays in his comfort, he'll never become a man. I had to accept my chaos. But chaos becomes normality and comfort as you start getting used to it. Every job is hard when you first start it. But as you've done it over years, it becomes what? More and more easy. When you first started your mortgage, you hated it, right? Now you got it to a science. Right?
Still hate it.
No, but still, you get it though. What I'm saying, as a mother, when you first had your kid, it was, oh my God, this baby don't want to sleep. But now you've gotten better as a mother. Every job is hard in the beginning. But what happens is over time, you learn it. And that's what I think a lot of people need to understand. When women start valuing men, they'll get better, more rings on their fingers. I promise you. Because a man can wake up at 50 and get a wife. A woman in most cases cannot wake up at 50 and get a husband, Shay. Because those 50-year-old women know the value of that man. I'm just going to call it what it is. They can say, oh, I don't care, I'll die alone. It sounds good. It sounds good. And then sit with that person. Within the midst of that conversation, you're going to see that person is very miserable, whether male or female. No one wants to pass away alone, Shay. That is boring. That's a boring life. And then what they say is, oh, I'd rather, because you're comparing your trash relationships to a good person. If you can find a great person, in most cases, no one will rather be alone. No one.
Agree.
So what do we be talking about? I've been listening to these people say the most foolish stuff. And I'm like, why do y'all listen to this garbage? They're lying. They saying this, God, I don't care. I'll be by my, she's miserable.
I think when women say that, when some women
It's
say
a
that.
defense mechanism, Shay.
I don't think it's just a defense mechanism. I think it's to find the right person. They'd rather be alone in peace than to have chaos, Q, because you may be that man that you're preaching about, just like you say, Shay, don't make you the standard, don't make you the standard, because a lot of women may not be meeting men like you.
Agreed.
So if they're if they're not being given that peace, then why should they want to be bothered?
wanna know
So
why?
maybe a woman wants to sit there and say, you know what, I'd rather be single.
Okay.
I'd rather work hard and pay my bills like the expected adult that I am and that I should, than to sit there and put myself out there for what's out there. Maybe some women are just saying the same thing. That's what I'm trying to,
Shay,
I don't get what's wrong with that.
Most of these girls who cannot find good men have had good men that they put in a friend zone and probably didn't ignore the hell out of him because he didn't fit the aesthetics of what she thinks she deserves. It's like quitting a job before you find another job. I watch women do it so many times. I'm like, yo, you'll sit with this girl, you be looking at her like, yo, this guy is your husband.
But that's like
And
the
she
man that let.
"I'm not
But that's
attracted
like
to
the
him."
man who let the good woman go. It happens on
But
both
Shay,
ends.
but the issue is, as a later age, as long as the man is building his life, Shay, he could find another good woman. I'm sorry to say
and
this.
some women would rather sit and wait to get that good man. Whether
In
it's
most cases, they
going
won't,
out there
Shay.
seeking to find it or whatever. Well, guess what? For the ones who don't, they don't. And for the ones who do, they do.
And if they-
but
and-
some women would rather live in peace than chaos. Like I told you before, when we've had this conversation where you said a lot of women will leave for their happiness. I don't think it's just a woman walking out because she wakes up one day and says, you know what? I really hate my life. I am so miserable and happy and I'm leaving. I think sometimes that emotional part of it goes away a long time before. She's drained a long time before she walks away.
Shay,
And when a
can I be
woman
fair, Shay?
finally walks away, I think sometimes that's just her
Can I be
choosing
fair?
her peace.
Can I
And
be
I don't
fair,
think
Shay?
there's anything wrong with that.
I think a lot of women,
I don't think there's
respectfully,
anything wrong with that.
walked away from situations that was actually better than they actually thought it was, Shay.
Of course. I think most people do. A lot of women do, and I think some men do too.
No,
I think a lot of people do that.
Women file for divorce way more, Shay. I'm just
Yes,
being fair.
that's
So what
true.
I'm saying is
That's
now,
true.
more women, and then yo, I promise you, I've never in my life, for the most part, found a man say, yo, I want to go back to my ex. I found more women over time, after they've been single, realize that he was not that bad. He was not that bad. You just thought you deserved something that wasn't there. I'm not talking about the woman that was abused. I'm not, look, guys, let's think logical. Let's think foolish. Not the guy that was abusing you. Not the guy that was verbally, no, not those guys. Those guys are sick. That's a trash man. When we talk about a woman that was in a healthy relationship, but realized that maybe I outgrew him, maybe I deserve more. I'm talking about those women.
Yes, because
If you didn't
women will
experience
do that, but y'all
please
will cheat.
do not talk about
A woman will walk away, but most of the times a man will stay and cheat and
You
have
know
a
why he
whole
cheats
other
a lot of
family.
times, Shay?
But what's the difference?
No, you gotta stop saying the whole
What's
family
the
thing. A lot of
difference?
we in a comedy,
What's the
people can't
difference
afford two
between
kids.
what is the difference between a man who stays? You know what? I'm not leaving her, but I'm gonna cheat on her and dog her out and make a
Okay.
whole family. Than a woman who says, you know what? I choose my peace and I'm out of this. What's the difference? So
I'm
the
telling-
fact that she walked away and filed for divorce and said she was done, that means that she's the wrong one. She's the bad one. So you should just stay and
Shay,
deal with that.
respectfully, when a woman
on.
cheats, in most cases, women can understand why that woman cheated. But the one thing I have never, in my existence of 40-some years of being on earth, I have never heard a woman say, I can understand why he cheated. I ain't never heard that. But I've always heard women say, I can understand why she cheated. I would have did it too if I was her. I've heard that thousands of times. I have never heard a woman say, you know what? Yo, I can see why he cheated. I've never heard that. Yo, women will give each other the most graceful landing when doing wrong, but they do not look from a man's lens. 9 out of 10 times when that man step out, you're not going to sit there and say, I was verbally abusive. You know how many women that would deny that they were bad in that relationship? Every woman come out of a relationship as the best woman on earth. I ain't never heard a woman come out of a relationship say they was a bad woman. I ain't never heard it. Every woman that come out of a relationship, they say they're the best woman on earth. I was good to him, and I did this, and they lying. Because ain't no dumb man gonna lose that. Only an idiot will lose that good woman. Chances are he loves you, Shay. And you took advantage of the fact that he loved you because every time you got mad, you verbalized how you felt. You disrespected him. You took away his love language. You hurt his feelings. Because a man don't go where he's tolerated, Shay. He goes where he's celebrated. So reality is he's sitting there loving you but can't stand you. So you looking at it like, yo, why did he cheat? You know, most women will not sit there and say, why did he cheat on me? Why did he cheat on me? Why? They're going to just say, there are some nasty guys out here, Shay. There are some guys that are thirsty, nasty, meaning they're just dogs. They're gonna always cheat. But I'm telling you, I have never heard a woman say, hey, let me sit down and ask myself why. And then ask them and tell herself that, you know what, I was very disrespectful. I wasn't good to him. I was inconsistent. I didn't care about his feelings. A lot of times, you wanna hear the truth? When a woman and a man has a child, the man becomes the least worried thing in that house. When a woman and a man has a child, the man becomes the least worried about item in the house.
Q, but you can, I always tell you, don't speak on childbirth. Don't speak on childbirth.
Nobody said childbirth. What I said was, when a man, when they have children, the man becomes the least thought about thing on earth. And on top of it, when I met you, Shay, you was the freak of the week. And now we're together, you're not the freak of the week no more.
You
actually,
woman
hold on
having
a
a
second, I'll finish.
child.
We're not
Go
talking
ahead.
about children, Shay.
Go
What I said
ahead.
was, a lot of times women always talk about how we misrepresent ourselves, right? When we first meet them. But why y'all don't say how y'all misrepresent yourselves? A lot of these guys would say, when we first met, we were sleeping together 10, 15 times a week. Now, okay, we older, yes. But sometimes a whole month, 2 months, 3 months go by. 4 months, you come into bed with a bonnet on. You'll tell me that we're visual creatures, but yet still come to bed looking horrible. And you think this man is gonna see you. Come on. Y'all gotta stop being delusional. It's unfair. I'm not gonna raise my daughters to think like that. That is your husband. They created lingerie for a reason. They created lingerie for a reason. Go to bed looking sexy. Why are you going to bed looking like the old wicked witch of the West?
Q, do you know how hard it
God
is?
damn.
This is what I'm saying when you guys, now this is when I'm gonna talk my ish and all the guys could get mad. When a woman has a child, because you brought that up, you have no idea
Damn,
the
he right, he
physical.
right, damn.
You have no, see, you so busy trying to talk about that. None of y'all men have had children. When a woman
that's
has
not
a
what I'm talking about,
child,
shit.
you have no idea the physical that it takes on a woman to have a child. Some women, I have a friend right now who's going through just, gestational diabetes, that's bedridden, that's sitting here, can't work,
imagine.
can't do nothing. To have a child, the physical
imagine.
change that it imposes on a woman's body.
I can imagine.
Everything from that woman is to that child, from that child is to that woman. You're telling me you don't think that when that woman has that child, so many women go through postpartum and everything. You think that you could really sit here and say, oh, when you think we worried about lingerie? When we sitting here trying to battle mastitis because we got breast infections, we bleeding too much. Some women who need blood transfusions after they've given birth, C-section wounds, your freaking coochie all stitched up from front to back because you had 4 laceration tears. You think I'm really worried about coming to bed in a lingerie for you, Q?
So look,
When we gotta do all of that. Are you
Now-
nursing?
now watch this, though.
Are you pumping?
Yeah, look.
Are you doing any of that women are doing, and that's what you worried about?
Look, I got no empathy, though, right? I got no empathy. How about waking up to a mother that don't give a damn about the kid that you got a baby with? And you got to take this kid and raise it by your goddamn self.
Here we go.
Hold
You're
on,
going into
hold on. I have no empathy or no understanding.
You're going into something else.
No, look at this.
Because
though.
you just said, but
my
she
God.
don't wear a lingerie to bed, so that is
I'm not
no
talking about that
empathy and no
Shay.
understanding.
What I
But
said
that's what I was talking about, so let's
what
stick
I
to the
said is,
point.
as
That's what I was talking
No, but as a
about.
mother, I get your responsibilities. But imagine having to do the same thing while still being a great provider with a son that the mother just left on you. Imagine, that's my story, Shay. So reality is I understand both sides of the coin. I come from a single mother of 6. I was also a single father for many years.
That's not what we were talking about
it
before.
was,
You're
because I
switching
said-
into something
I said-
else now.
Because Shay, no matter what, if I'm in a relationship, I can't justify the fact that I'm in a relationship and I also have a child. That is 2 different jobs. It's 2 different jobs.
You cannot talk about the impact on a woman when she has a child, Q. You're not a woman and you've never given birth. So it does change, though.
Let's move it. The kid is
If you're
10.
saying it doesn't change,
The kid
okay,
is
but
10.
that's different. Now you're talking about a 10-year-old.
No,
You're talking about she went to
early birth. I said a man
my
and a
God,
woman
here we
will have a
go.
child, and the woman won't even care anymore about this man. You automatically went to 6 months old, 3 months old, 2 months old. We talking about throughout the duration.
Okay, but those are real
men
ages,
that
so
you
we gonna talk about it. If you
but
wanna
most
talk,
men,
let's
if you
talk
sit
about
down
it.
and say to you, I'm like, yo, do you feel neglected in you? A lot.
They're not born at 10.
No, Shay, come on. What I'm saying
We're
is,
talking about it.
I told you, people go to the literal, the extreme.
Yep.
The extreme. The extreme. Put it on the floor, right? But again, like I said, when you have these conversations, it triggers a lot of different things. When you're in a relationship, you have to be mindful that it's still a duty and it's still an obligation to your relationship, especially if we want to have house. Because if I say, you know what, now we had a kid, I don't care nothing about my woman. All I care about is my kid. I'm a horrible man. Help me. Make it make sense. If I literally say, all I care about is my kid, and I'm gonna be the greatest dad on earth, I'm a horrible man. I know women will say, I'm leaving a good father to my child, but because he's not a great husband to me. But if I say that, I'm a horrible man. Come on, guys. Let's make up our mind here. I'm just saying it's 2 jobs. It's 2 jobs. If you are in a relationship, you have to still be mindful and pay attention to your relationship. Because eventually, and you know most healthy situations they say, don't overly indulge on a child, because when the children leave, y'all gotta start dating again. Y'all didn't have nothing outside y'all kid. They say a lot of times when children leave the nest, they don't like each other no more. They have nothing in common. They have nothing in common. And the reason why they have nothing in common because they weren't working on their relationship. They were spending more energy on the child. And outside of the child, they have nothing in common anymore.
So in one breath you say a man's job. So you guys are out there working. I'm trying to understand. We're both working, but can you say for the most part for a lot of women? I'm not going to say all because I see a lot of dads in here that says you guys are single dads or you guys have been raising your kid. What about the women? You're going to work full time. You're coming home and you're taking over the bulk of the household, the bulk of the childcare. All I'm saying is I'm not saying that neglecting your relationship is right, but I'm saying understand from a woman's perspective. Sometimes the load is so much, the load is so overbearing that sometimes we don't want to. And sometimes your man on a woman's side, sometimes the man don't make you feel sexy no more.
Okay.
Now all of a sudden, it's like the light gets dimmed in the relationship. Now it's almost like, well, damn, you don't even really make me feel
I understand what you're
sexy
saying.
like that.
But you don't think that in a relationship, sex do 2 different things for men and women?
Okay.
Do you believe that statement or no?
Do I think sex does two different
Completely
things?
two different things for your man and your woman.
Okay, what does it do for men?
I can tell you what it do for us.
Okay, what does it do for
he
you
walks
guys?
more arch. He's more confident. He's more inspired. He wants to do more. He's different.
Okay.
You can tell a man that is sex deprived and a man that is sexed. You can tell a man that's getting it and a man that ain't getting it. You can tell how they walk around. You can see it clear as day. That man look like he is struggling psychologically. Because again, it's for your mental for a man. It's a different thing. So reality is this man is not doing it. And on top of it, when he met you, it was a lot and now it's nothing. Yeah, I'm telling you, you have some people that'll tell you their kids is 8, 9, 10 years old and they don't have sex nowhere near to the magnitude of what they used to. And then she'll say that you changed as a man but can't see her changes also. She can't see her changes because that's not how he met you. And you can blame every excuse, but he can blame every excuse on why he changed.
Nobody's the same as how you met
Well, I'm
them.
just saying, he's not going to get the same level of grace.
Same.
He's not going to get the
You're
same
not going to
grace.
same her after a couple kids, after we're not the same. If you met me at 25, fine, like you said, she was a freak of the week or whatever. Now I'm 35, 40, you're not going to get the same.
All I'm
So you're not
saying
going to
is
get the
if a
same
person
First
has
of all,
a high
my
sex
legs can't
drive
go that far back
and you date
anymore. Like,
them-
we're just not doing that.
But Shay, if you date
The
somebody
hell?
that has a high sex
Not doing
drive,
that.
you should not be mad at the fact that they have a high sex drive. If a man dates a woman who is very, very materialistic, he should not be mad at the fact that she's materialistic. When you met that person, that's what you've met. So the reality is now that this person is not getting what he was started with and he's feeling away, I can't fault him. That's unfair.
Yeah, but
the same way if you met her tricking, taking her out to eat, traveling with her, and now you stop doing it, and she starts complaining, I'm gonna be like, I'm on her side. She's right, because this is what you started with her. So therefore, this is what she signed up for. And now you just completely said, I'm gonna take it away cold turkey. That's
Cold
not fair.
turkey, no.
That's
But
not fair.
hormonally, our sex drive goes down a lot faster than you guys. So that's just different
I
within
can
itself.
understand
That's just the makeup. That's just proven. That's just scientific. We lose it a lot faster. And for women, like I said, when you take on the workload and you just stress and you got a lot going on, sometimes for us, I'm speaking on the woman's half. Sometimes we just don't want to. Is it fair to men to not do it all? Maybe not. I'm not telling you that
So
it's
that's
fair.
why
All
you
of a
got
sudden,
Keisha.
she just takes it away from you.
Keisha go crazy.
Okay. But some of y'all will
And
have
Keisha go
some of you. So what about the
crazy.
men that are in healthy relationships that have a Keisha at home and still
He's
search for a
selfish
Keisha
as
outside?
hell.
Because men do that too.
He's
Q.
selfish as hell.
It's men that have a healthy
You thought I
sex
was gonna
life
say
at
that?
home that go
He's
outside and do the
trash.
same thing. Like, come
Shay, he's
on.
trash. He's a horrible man. He only thinks about himself. But I will say, Shay, you'll meet more men who are in long-term relationships who are sex deprived than who are sexed up. I promise you. I told my man the other day, do me a favor. He said what? He was telling me that he's having, his wife don't want to do it. And then the first thing he'll say, because it's not good. Like, come on, man. It's been good for 12 years. It's been good for 15 years. Whatever it is, it's been good that many years. Right? So anyway, same with her. He can't diss her because she's been good for 15 years.
Right.
If you say, well, 15 years, he been with you, listen, I don't want to hear that. That's like a man saying, he get mad and say, she smells bad, but you been with her 10 years? It took you 10 years to realize she smelled. I don't want to hear that crap. That sounded mature. Sounded a little kid. So I'm saying now, he's saying 12 years, 15 years they've been together. Now the sex has diminished to the point where months.
Right.
And he's a good looking guy. Because what I think in reality is, a lot of times, men and women get relationships and they forget who they got. And now you want this person to forget who they are. A zebra don't shed his stripes, Shay. Your man that you met that was a whole freak, he's still that whole freak, Shay. That man that had a high sex drive, if your woman had a high, she still got it. It's still there. It's who they are.
Q, hormonally, it just changes as we get older. That's just facts. That's not me lying to you. That's just facts. Like, women lose that. As the older we get, some women still be wanting to go out there and do the most, but for the most part, like,
got my
we
woman like
lose that. Some women lose that, and that's
I
just
agree.
natural. You said you agreed. I'm telling you that's what it is.
No, I'm
Like,
agreeing with you.
Some women,
Because
they
I don't
have
know,
to
you
get
know-
hormone injections and stuff.
You think that's
Estrogen
most women
levels
like
are
that?
just, that's why some of us kick into,
No, you think that's most women, though?
kick into, what you call it? Ladies, why can't I even, think of the word? They
I
kick
heard-
into
I heard
menopause.
I heard older women get
early.
freakier.
You have some women that go into
That's what I
menopause in
heard.
their late 20s, early
You
30s.
agree with
Like,
that?
it just happens.
I heard
Like,
older
come
women
on.
want sex more.
Older women, some do.
That's what I heard.
Some do. Some
I'm
may
asking
hit
you.
their sexual peak
Ladies
at
on here,
40, 40
my life.
something.
If you're
Not
an older
all.
woman, did your sex drive go up or did it go down as you got older? I'm just curious. Ladies on the live, if you're an older woman, please don't say nothing for a second. I want my ladies to answer this. If you're an older woman, did you say somebody up? Somebody said down, then he said down.
Two people said down.
46 and up. Somebody said up. Mine's is the same. Somebody said up, somebody said down, somebody said down.
I think it's a mix.
Okay, it's a mix.
It's a mix. Some
At
people
51,
go
someone
up
said
and
51, mine's
down.
is up.
I think
Someone said down?
but that shows you that it differentiates for different women. Some women it went up, some women it may have gone down. It's not to blame because she don't want to have sex. Her drive just went down.
So then, if her drive goes down, then why do some women get mad that the older man doesn't want to date the older woman?
If her drive, well, that's for them. I don't know. If that's the case, if her sex drive is down, but
Someone
that's
said
things that you
61,
talk about. That's
up.
things you talk about, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have some people that don't have those real conversations in the beginning of relationships. We got to talk about that, because if I'm 55 and you trying to date me, and you trying to be out here like rabbits, I'm gonna let you know that we just don't do that.
But again, if I met somebody, Shay, and this is what they are, I can't get mad at them for being their genuine self.
Right.
If my girl said to me, when I met you, we was having sex 7 days a week. I came down to 5 days to accommodate you. Then I ultimately came down to 3 days a week. Then I ultimately came down to 2 times a month. Then I ultimately come down to every other month. You can't be mad at the fact that this woman is not being satisfied.
Right.
And if you think like that as a man, you're a fool. If your woman has a high sex drive and you do not care enough to meet her requirements, you are selfish. I'm sorry to call it what it is. Listen, it's just what it is. Some people have a very high sex drive.
Can I ask you this? What do you think is a healthy sexual relationship?
It depends on the person. I think it's case to
Okay,
case.
so for the most part, let's go on average.
I think
guys in the chat, or everybody in the chat, what do you think? Are you having sex once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week? What's a healthy sex life balance? How are we doing this?
I don't think that weeks should go by without your man getting some.
Somebody said 5 days, 3 days a week. Okay.
It depends, but we also got to look at age.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, when we were younger.
Is that a... Yeah. Oh, yeah, we was getting it.
4 times
a day.
3
Facts.
times. Yeah.
Facts.
It's just what it is.
Somebody said 6 months.
But I will say this, though, guys. If you are in a relationship and you're not trying to meet your mate and see that, yo, damn, like, let me go recharge that man battery, then you just don't care about him like that. You don't care.
I also think that sometimes women can
It's hard to
the
leave somebody
older
you
we
love,
get,
too.
we start getting turned off by certain things too with men, and then it's like if we had a penis, it would get soft, but we don't. So I don't know. It's like it just
I
get
can see
dried
that.
up,
I can
like,
see that.
like you know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden we just like ew, like
Valid point.
I was going to, but
Valid
now I
point.
just looked at you and I'm just like, you just said something to turn me
Super
off.
valid point,
you
Shay.
did something to turn me off, and I'm
Super
just
valid
like,
point.
ill, yuck. Gross. I'm good.
I agree with
so
that
then you
statement.
just gonna get your little
'Cause we get that
toy,
too.
you know, that little zzz, and we good. Good night. Everybody have a good night. Make sure you put the dishes away. Thank you.
Wow. But again, as couples, you know, we have to realize that, you know, when we can't just sit there and say, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never heard too many men say, she's not meeting my financial requirements. I don't hear that too much, eh? But I definitely hear more women saying that.
Well, you
So,
said what? We went something
I don't
else.
hear
We
too
went
many
somewhere
men
else.
saying
We went
she don't meet
somewhere
my financial requirements. I do
She
hear
don't meet my financial
No.
requirements. Okay.
I do hear more women complain about their standards not being met than men.
Okay.
I think men will literally tolerate a woman that they're not fully satisfied by longer than women. I know, just be honest with you. And the reason why y'all don't hear it is because when he tells you, you ain't listening. I promise you ain't listening. When a man is telling you, women just ain't listening. Y'all not comfortable enough about hearing about yourself to the point where a lot of times y'all don't hear that man been telling you things about you for years and you just not hearing it. And a lot of times we just deal with it. And y'all think y'all dealing with it, we dealing with it too. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's 2 people that commit. Like when you be like, oh, I settled. Y'all both settled. Y'all both settled. There ain't no one to settle. Both of y'all settled. Only person that could tell me they settled. If you tell me you had a list of men literally walking down the street to the end of the block, from block to the block, waiting on the line for you, then you can say something like that. But the reality is 2 adults choosing each other is a settle.
Right.
Both sides, equal.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you. Both sides.
100%.
Thank
Equal.
you.
That's equal.
Thank you.
But a lot of times, who you hear say
we
they settle?
go. Here we go.
Shay, who you hear say they settle, sir? I'm gonna see if you're gonna be honest.
Who says they said? You think we say
I'm
we
asking
settle
you.
most?
No, not me. It's what you think. Who you think says they settle more? Who you think say that more, Shay? Who you think say that, Shay, more?
They will not get that out of me, ladies. They will not.
What I'm trying to say is, I will take my woman flawed
will
and all,
not.
but then be always chastised and scolded for my flaws. But meanwhile, I don't put your flaws in your face. I promise you, if a lot of men started vocalizing to their women more, they're gonna hate them. A lot of women gonna hate the men. They're gonna hate them. I'm telling you, a lot of men, when they start talking, they getting tired of it.
Yeah.
I promise you, because most men, even when they go amongst their peers, they don't really tell the woman business. Because the 9 out of 10 times, we don't want our friends to see you bad. So men won't even tell their friends about you. I'm telling you, I'm giving you facts. Most men, ladies, the reason why his friends respect you is because he won't say nothing. When a man starts saying something, he usually gonna find somebody that's in a very similar situation to him to start venting to. Unless he's a very hyper feminine man. But most men, they find somebody that has a very similar situation. So for instance, let's say Tyler's married, I'm married. Tyler's going through problems with his wife, I'm going through problems with my wife. That's when I'll start talking. I'm not gonna say it to another guy that's not in the same situation.
But sometimes I feel like when you say we don't want y'all to look bad, sometimes the things that you feel like you're complaining to your friend about, that's but protecting us from what? Sometimes some of the things that sometimes what women are complaining about are things that are easily fixed, that are some things that you guys think we're nagging, we're annoying with this, but it's just our way of communicating, and sometimes y'all don't get it. We can't get through to y'all. So now it seems like, yo, she just nagging, bro. She this, she that. But it's like, yo, when will it get through to you? I'm trying to communicate with you. You're not listening to me. You're not understanding with me. Nothing is changing. So should I just stop talking and we just act like, so now I'm bitter against you. Now I'm giving you attitude. Now there's no sex in our marriage or relationship, or are we going to talk about it? Because men just don't like to talk. Y'all like to sweep things under the rug.
No, we try to find a solution.
Some men like to sweep things under the rug.
Y'all like to complain. We try to find a solution. We just speak 2 different languages. When that man is quiet, he's in his mouth. He's in his head. When that man's sitting in silence, he's in his head. He's trying to figure it out. Y'all just vocalize, yell, complain. He's sitting there trying to figure it out. He's sitting there like, He's trying to come up with a solution. And the fact of the matter is he can't come to you and say anything to you, because why? All you're going to do is make it worse. You're going to make it worse and worse and worse, because all you're going to do is complain. Right? I'm going to be honest with you, Shay. If we start nitpicking the way y'all nitpick, you'll be like, you hate men. You a hate man. You a hate man. You a hate man. I told you one time I had to do the video and show my woman everything she did wrong all week and showed it on video. And then I said, this is 37 arguments I could have had with you that I chose not to. But I just want to show you you. Because sometimes, I hate to see this, some people cannot externalize themselves. They can only, they cannot see nothing outside of themselves. Everything that's here is good. But everything out here is fair game. They cannot see themselves. So I say, you know what? All these little things you complain about, I'm going to show you how many arguments I didn't give you this week. I showed a bunch of them. And she said, damn. I said, it's crazy I had to go to the extreme to show you, because a lot of women, Shay, respectfully, they think they perfect, Shay. They think they're perfect. And on top of not thinking they're just perfect, this is why a lot of them, it bothers their spirit to say sorry. You cannot say sorry. Little narcissist, you can't even say sorry. Yes, you know what you're gonna do? Probably cook his favorite meal, give him some later. You just couldn't look him in his face. You say, no, I was wrong. Because again, it's not correcting is not disrespecting somebody. But they take it as a disrespect anytime you correct them. And I want to go on record and I will tell my ladies this. If your man is literally trying to tell you, no, that looks bad on you, he's not trying to control you. That man is protecting your image. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm telling you, he cares about how people see you. He knows how men think. He gonna be like, yo, like, this looks crazy. I remember one of the ladies was in the house. She got dressed. She was about to go out. And she spent the night at my house. She was from DC. She wore a thing, right? And it showed her panty line. You could see the panties clear as day. She had a thong too, right? And I told her, I was like, yo, tell your woman. He said, I'm not gonna say nothing, because if I say something to her, she gonna get mad. And I said, that's crazy. And sure enough, I said, yo, bro, go tell your woman, bro.
Right.
And sure enough, they got into a full-fledged argument that night. We went out, and the whole night was uncomfortable because he told her he could see her panties. I brought this the only outfit now you flipping it on him as if he's wrong because you chose the wrong outfit and the wrong panties for the outfit. And now he's wrong. And I bet you if you ask a lot of men, they're going to say, these is regular occurrences with dealing with the opposite sex with men. You're mad at the fact that you have on the wrong panties for your outfit. He don't want to say nothing because why? He knows it's going to start a fight. So guess what? Now I beg him to go say it because I didn't believe that she would do that. I'm thinking he protecting her. He tells her. They start fighting about her panty line. And then we out to dinner with them, and I felt mad uncomfortable. And I'm like, all he did was tell you your drawers are showing. He did not steal from you. He did not put his hands on you. All he did was try to correct what the world will see transparently. Come on, ladies. We gotta grow up, ladies. I'm sorry. Y'all can get offended. I'm not lying. Look, the ones that hate me is because they don't want to hear the truth. I keep it 1,000. A lot of the things that's going on in society is so wrong. My sisters, they kind of sick, Shay. They got a sick ideology, a very sick ideology. And I'm telling you, they hate to say sorry. It bothers them. Somebody said it earlier. I'm gonna see if she's gonna say it. We ain't gonna say who. You told me that somebody you love and you care about, you can't, she'll never tell you sorry. Why? We ain't gotta say who, but why?
I just think that's how she grew up. She grew up just never learning to say sorry. So I think it's just hard for her to ever say sorry, even if she says something that's just really hurtful. And I think women, I will say a lot of us are like that. It's hard for us to say sorry. It's something that I had to learn. Accountability. I was definitely one of those people who was like, nope, not saying it, not me. But I learned that I expected it from someone who hurt me, so I have to give the same respect. And again, it's not about my intention, it's how it impacted that person.
Makes
it was
sense.
how it hit them. And if I said something to hurt someone and I truly love you and I truly care about you, then I'm gonna apologize, because I don't want that relationship to not continue. Whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, I'm big on saying I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So you gonna tell me sorry tonight?
sorry for what? What did I do? What I did to you today? What did I do today? What did I do? Is this a before the podcast? You talking about for earlier? Well, I didn't finish watching it, so let me watch it. But I will apologize if you're correct about what you said.
Damn.
But I didn't watch it yet. It said if you're correct, I'm going to apologize. We talk every day. So by tomorrow, you're going to hear from me, and I'm going to say sorry.
It's better when they get to hear it. We're gonna teach some women how to say sorry.
Quinton Brown, I apologize
Give me a hug.
for
Give me a hug.
whatever you said I did wrong.
See,
that I
that's a horrible apology.
I'm kidding.
That is a
no.
horrible
I
apology.
apologize. I apologize. I do. I apologize. You know.
And respectfully, sometimes, guys, if you see me and Shay get a little adamant, I give her the grace because
Somebody said I don't believe her.
I didn't believe it either, but it's a start. But it's a start.
It's a start.
It's a start. It's a start.
These guys hate me. Guys, men, why do y'all hate me so much? Do y'all hate me? I swear. Yo, the men, they do not like me.
Because you
For
have a lot
they
of
don't like me.
modern ways. And they feel
They
like you're
cannot
very modern.
stand me. Somebody says she faking it. No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
I
you know what we're
apologize.
gonna do, guys? You know what we're gonna do? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, play that clip first. And after we play this clip, guys, because Shay brought a point to me this week, and we wanted to talk about it. But we're also gonna give somebody the opportunity to call in. We're gonna let a couple callers call in. Right now, let's let that clip run real quick. Listen to this, guys, and I want to hear your perspective on this.
With black men, we're the only men I know of who goes on the internet, disrespects, degrades, and chastises their women in front of the whole world. I've never seen a Chinese man on the internet say, I want nothing to do with Chinese women. I've never seen a Jewish man on the internet say, Jewish women are worth nothing. I've never heard that. I've never seen an East Indian go on Twitter and do a 5-hour live on how much he hates East Indian women. We are the only men in this country who will publicly insult our women, do it gladly, and do it for fun. And here's what I'm gonna say to black men. How dare you? How dare you criticize the black woman for not being treated like a king when you are not taking care of your kingdom? You got young black men crashing out all over Atlanta. What are black men doing about it? How many independent schools we got in Atlanta? Why we ain't got more? Do we have an independent black hospital in Atlanta? Are black men actively building the kingdom that they claim to be king of? So you want black women to kiss your ass and you're not even taking care of the kingdom. Where the jobs at for our children? Why we got so many homeless babies running around? Even if you claim you hate black women, what about the children? They belong to us. Black men are supposed to be the protectors and providers of the village. When was the last time we came together as men, whether it be Atlanta, whether it be Fort Lauderdale, Philadelphia, Oakland, Houston, Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis, Nashville? When is the last time black men came together as a group and said, we're gonna take back our community? They don't even talk about building anything. I see these fake Negroes on the internet disrespecting black women and won't have one conversation about building a bank. Won't have one conversation about building a community security force. How you got a whole show on how black women are not what you need them to be when you are not what the community needs you to be. Our women want to follow us. Our women want to humble themselves to us. Our women want us to be the leaders that they need. But God created the black woman out of power. And God created the black woman She is so constituted, so well constituted, even in her trauma, that a black woman cannot bow to a black man who is not stronger than she is. A black woman can only yield to a man who's stronger than her.
What do you get from that?
I don't know. I think it's sad. I told you about that. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I feel like what I see now is just so much gender war that I feel like is going on more than I've ever seen before. I've never seen it where it was like men versus women and women versus men. And I'm just trying to figure out when it started and what will make it stop. You know what I mean? That's all I see is just the gender war. So
you know the strongest line that stood out to me on it. The whole thing stood out and I resonated. I heard everything, but the one thing that stood out the most to me is when he said, "Women will only submit to a strong man," and I say that every day. I said, yes, a woman is supposed to be submissive, but we have to give them something to what? Submit to. So I do agree with that statement 100%. But what I will say is, some ladies have to be within reason to what is a good man, right? We have to identify what it is. A good man is intentional. A good man is loyal. A good man is honest. A good man puts his family first. A good man is disciplined. A good man knows, fears, and respects, and also is led by God. A good man takes care of his children, right? And if you're not hitting those requirements, you're the person that's actually hurting the culture. Now, I'm gonna ask you in the same breath, what is a good woman?
did you just describe
I just told you what a good man is.
I think a good woman is one who is humble, who takes care of her responsibilities, who's nurturing, who's kind, who's diligent, who's strong, who's vigilant. I mean, who supports, her family, her other half, and who just fights hard for her family. I think that's a good woman. And I think that, we do have a lot of great men out here, a lot of great black men, and we have a lot of great black women. And like I told you, there are times where I really do look at it where I see the disrespect on both ends, where I see the women that are coming on, like that clip you sent me where, you had this one black woman that said in order for you to even get a date with her, you have to send her a $500 deposit. I hate to see that our women, these are things that you are putting me, and God-fearing, yes, I'm so sorry, you're right. That you said we have women, and it's happening more for black women that are traveling outside of the country to get like pooped on and make money. And it's to maintain a certain image. And it's I don't know, it's just sad. It's sad what I'm seeing. I see a lot of men now that don't like women. And I'm talking about just from friends that I have. I have friends that are talking like, I don't want to date them. I don't like them. These women are this. These women are trash. These women. And it's just sad. Like I said, from both ends, male and female. I'm not talking just from the female. I'm talking from both. As a woman who has boys, as a woman who has brothers, who has a father, who has uncles, like I'm just trying to figure out, where did this start? Like, where did this start where we all of a sudden don't like each other, and it's
Social
men
media.
talking about what women aren't doing and what we need to do, and it's women saying what men aren't doing and what they need to do. It's like, when did we get here, guys? Like, we're at a point now where I feel like even sometimes me and Q are sitting on this podcast, and it's kind of like, well, I'm talking about, well, this is what men are not doing, and this is what women are, and he's, well, this is what men, and this is what men. And it feels like we're just in a constant battle, and it's like, when did we get here, and how do we fix it? Because now, like I said, now that we know the problem, we've identified the problem. So what is the solution? Because when you have a woman who feels like what he said, and she has to just stand in her own strength, and she has to do everything, and she doesn't feel like she has something to submit to, then that's where it is on the woman's end. And then when you have a man who's saying, well, I don't like the way y'all acting, and you giving me energy where I don't even want to come over here, then that's it on a man's end. But again, guys, like, where's the solution? Like, where do we talk about the problem every single week. So now what can we do to fix it? What is it that we can do to make things better, to make our black culture strong again, to make our black men and women love each other again and get back together and get back to where we came from? Because we've just lost it. And it sucks. You know what I'm saying? It sucks that we're here. Like, I don't want to do this. I'm tired of this. I want to come on here and celebrate us. I want to see black love. Like, when Remy and Pat broke up, I lost hope. I was like, this is over for us. Like, this is crazy. It just really feels like we're at war with each other, at war. And I just don't like it, guys. I don't like it. To be honest with y'all can ask my brother. There's sometimes it's a struggle for me to come on because I tell him, I'm like, Q, I'm going to come on. I'm going to say how I feel. I'm going to hear it in the comments. I'm going to see it when it's posted. But it's just how I feel and how I think based on what I've been through or what my family's been through or what my girls have been through. I'm only speaking on that. I can't speak for people that I don't know. I can't speak for women that I don't know. I could speak from my experience, the experience that I've had with certain men, why I think the way I think. Just the way how you guys comment and say, well, these are the women you're meeting and these is women nowadays. You're talking from your experience. I don't need to validate your experience or need you to validate mine for it to be true or not. It's just what I've been through. And again, I always tell you guys, my experience is my testimony, just like yours is yours. Everyone is case to case. It's what we've all been through. So we could talk on that. But since we could sit here and talk about it forever, but what are we going to do to fix it?
I do believe that culturally we're at war because of the fact that the system says since the beginning. Let me say it again. Culturally, why I believe she's right. You give it a four. The culture, we believe that since the beginning of time, we said things like divide and you shall conquer. We've been so divided because of the ability to infiltrate and conquer. And I've seen us being conquered over and over again because we have the lack of accountability when it comes to being controlled by the system. The system definitely knows that a power couple is two people working together. It's not about two people having money. I know two people having money that are broke. I know couples that both have money and they're broke. I know professional couples who have money and they're still broke. Let me say that one more time. I know professional couples who make good money and they're still broke because there's two people that's working against each other. And I know couples who have average jobs and have more money than couples who are not in good careers. And you know how you can validate that? Maria will come from El Salvador. Hector will come from El Salvador. He'll be a roofer and she'll be working at a laundromat and they'll end up buying a house and have more money than two professionals. So it goes to show you is the lack of working together. It's been taught to us to the point where we believe it's scary when I say, Shay, let me honest with you, as a black man, when I know the one that's supposed to be the closest to understand me outside of a black man is a black woman, and she won't see no value in me unless of what I've accomplished. She don't even respect me unless I've accomplished. She don't care about my circumstance. She don't care about my starting point. She don't care about nothing of my she don't care about those things. She only cares about what I have and what I don't. What if I don't have it, then I'm nothing. And I'm not saying all, but most women view us this way. And it's sad as a man where we got to look at it as, why do you think so many men are willing to risk their freedom? We know the consequences of it. We've seen the consequences of selling drugs and doing illegal activity. To the point that people are still willing to do these things because they know that society don't view them as a man unless they have something. And it's reality. We can't sit here and say, yo, guys are still selling drugs in 2026. I wonder why. And you're going to say, because they're lazy? No, there's another side to that coin. Of course, if you look at one side of the coin and don't look at the other side of the coin, there are a bunch of guys that see it as damn. I've been taught that I'm nothing if I don't have nothing. So I'm just trying to speed up my process. You know how many young men, I feel so bad for them. They feel like they gotta literally be able to take a girl on vacation and they're like 22 years old. They literally feel that way, Shay, because of social media, and it's telling them that you're not a man unless you can buy her a $1,400 bag when you don't even have a car yet. And it's what I'm seeing in real time, and it's scaring me. And I'm like, damn. We're gonna get some calls. I'll get time real quick.
I see some people, they saying that's excuses, Q. What would you say to that? Because Dr. Umar said in the clip, other cultures, they don't disrespect their women. But in our culture, we see that it is a two-sided thing. It can't just be the men are just disrespecting a woman. It gotta be a cause to it. It can't. So there's another side to it where the women are, in a sense, don't have respect for themselves. You know what I mean?
But when you look at the term empathy and sympathy, a lot of times the people that didn't have the same aesthetics growing up, they look over people who grew up harder than them. And they don't have the empathy for that person. Like, okay, I'm a doctor. Yeah, you're a doctor because your mother and father was professionals, or they kept you in a structured environment and that was safe for you to become that. But you're not gonna look at that person that didn't have that. His mother could have been on drugs or substances. I'm not making it as an excuse, but everyone has a story. And the fact that you only skipped to this chapter, oh, he's 40 years old. What happened in those 40 years previously? What happened? And if you can't look at a person and have that level of grace, you are a horrible individual. Because every day I wake up, I thank God through the glory of God that he's able to see who I was going to become and didn't judge me for who I was. Otherwise, I was a whole sinner that he saw something bigger in long term. So he gave me time to build myself up. So again, every story has chapters. So again, I can't just judge somebody for who they are today. I don't know. Because every millionaire was broke at one point. Right? Every doctor was definitely working a dead-end job at one point. Every professional definitely had a horrible job. It's just what it is. Every mother was single, right? Every father was not a father. It's just what it is. We all grow with time.
Somebody said nothing but facts. You meet a female nowadays, and a week later, they expect you to pay a bill without even dating them first. It's wild out here.
She told a guy to meet her.
crazy.
The other day I saw a video, and she told me, but what it is a lot, and that's why I said, Shay, a lot of these women aren't mad at the men. They mad at the man that should have set the standard of what being a real man is. And the same with a lot of these men, they're not mad at being men. They mad at the fact that the man didn't teach them how to be a man, so they fighting what they supposed to be doing. They fighting their roles. They don't know. A lot of them, like I sit down and listen to a lot of men, they don't know. Because I'm gonna tell you something, being a man is the most thankless job a man will ever have to do. It's a very thankless job. Being a man is a job that you have to every day wake up and say, I'm gonna do this regardless of who's celebrating me or not. It's like going into a room by yourself in the dark and celebrating yourself, knowing nobody else gonna see the accomplishment you just did. And no one's gonna be like this, good job. You gotta be able to say, yo, I'm doing the right thing. Every day to recharge yourself. Every day I'm doing the right thing. Every day I'm doing it, even when your family don't appreciate you, right? Yeah. I'll give you a story. One time this guy said to me, my dad was never there. I laughed and he said, why? He said, because, I said, your dad wasn't there because your dad was the one working 80-hour work weeks, 90-hour work weeks. I said, yes, your mother did a 40, but your dad did a double job. I'm not taking away what she did because she was there for the children. So that was a double job on her end also. Right. But they came to the conclusion like, hey, I'm gonna literally do this job. And the sad part is what Dr. Umar said about the other coaches not. Other coaches beat their women. Indian men beat their women. Asian men hit their women. This is what they're not gonna acknowledge. When you go to them third world countries, they're very abusive to their women and they don't see their women as equals. So when they start glorifying stuff, make sure you glorify it right. Only in America, a woman could jump in a man's face and literally get away with it. In the other country, her head is knocked across the room. So reality is, because let's just talk straight. So I hear all the glorifying, it's cool, but let's tell the truth. I can tell you, one of my right hands is Muslim. Their women ain't allowed to do all of that. Mm-hmm. It's not happening, right? But again, in America, we grew up in a different aesthetics. Men should see the value of women should see the value of each other. And a lot of times, if you haven't gotten to the level you at, having that partner to come along and help you get there is the best goal that anybody could achieve. We're gonna get some call-ins right now, guys. 516-253-1150. 516-253-1150. One of my right hand, yeah, he's actually from Pakistan. He's one of my good friends. He's from Pakistan. Their culture is a completely different culture. They don't have certain behavior from women. I would tell you right now, try to go to one of the Muslim countries, ladies, and try that American stuff. Try that Western stuff in some of these Muslim countries and see what happened to you. See what happened to you. Yo, they'll throw you in jail and they won't even feel sorry for you. Come on, just what it is. You're going to jail. Let me get that, Dre. Let me get those headphones. So you can put on your headphones because you ain't gonna be here. Call in right now, 516-253-1150, right? I don't know that. I don't think every Pakistani is a perv. That's crazy. Generalizing people like that is diabolical.
Everyone?
Every coach, he said, I don't even want to read that again. It's just foolish.
Why keep saying I look mad? I'm not mad. Mad for what?
But if you answer it, then you are. Yes.
Mad for what?
516-253-1150. Somebody call in right now. 516, that number right there, cute. There we go. Hello?
Hello?
How you doing? Do me a favor. Turn us down from the whatever you got us on.
Okay.
So, because I'm hearing the echo.
Okay.
There we go. What's going on?
Can you hear us?
100%.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so you keep saying this whole logic about, like, in Muslim countries, if we try that. But I think you're not understanding that these countries aren't being ran appropriately. Why is it so unnecessary or looked down upon for women to defend themselves or even show aggressiveness in a way that's so reciprocative of Black men or just men in general.
That's what you got from that?
Yes, I did.
I'm being honest with you. That's by far not what I meant by that. What I'm saying is, in America, we should be seeing each other as equals because by the law, we're equal. Again, in America, we don't have the same. I don't see a woman as beneath me. I see a woman having her value and a man having his value and coming together to add value to make each other's situations better. That's what I see. I don't think a woman is weaker because y'all mental strength is what maxes up to it matches up rather to our physical strength. But when a woman is not using her mental strength, it's not helping the family in the aesthetics of what God has made us both for. Of course, I'm going to labor more.
But then you keep saying that like you think men and women are equal, but then the examples that you're using are like, for example, Pakistan, where women are discriminated against, or like, you're trying to make this point that men and women are equal, but your example is countries where women are oppressed.
I said the fact of the matter is in Pakistan, the women over there cannot speak up to the man the way the women in America can. So therefore, men and women are more equal here. That's what I said.
Okay. Well, thank you.
And I do believe that unity and teamwork is what's constantly needed. All right. No, it's okay. She might have misunderstood. It's okay. We all human. I could have probably. I'm saying, hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
No problem. No problem. How you feeling, my sister?
I'm feeling good. I'm really disappointed in us as Black men and women. I go in the lives and I listen to how our men, as Dr. Umar say, despair our women. And I was just thinking, what happened? So, with all of the artwork, the entertainment, I think the entertainment industry has really, really had an impact on our relationships and the way we see each other.
I agree.
As a whole, especially our young people.
I agree.
And certain things I don't even listen to. I think if we start to refuse to listen to most of the entertainment industry, if 70% of us did that, we would have an overnight turnaround.
Yes.
That's just my take on it.
I agree with you 100%. Everything you said, I'm 100% in line with you. I
agree as well.
I think two people, like I always tell people, having access to too many opinions and you're not really mature and comfortable with yourself is not healthy. Because you start comparing yourself. They say comparison is a thief of joy. And a lot of people aren't joyful because they're always comparing themselves. Women compare beauty to what is on social media. Men compare how financially secure they are based on what social media says. And you see people literally not loving themselves. And a lot of people, they got crazy stories and they've overachieved. I know people that are literally generational curse breakers.
Or not even just social media. I think sometimes we compare ourselves to our neighbors, to our friends, to other family. It's like what's going on in somebody else's household may not necessarily be what makes yours a home. You know what I'm saying?
But it's easier to compare when you live next door to me, but we are closer at aesthetics because we live close to each other. But it's different when you're literally looking at the king of France and you thinking that you got to be the king of France.
Right.
Are you looking at the woman that live in Beverly Hills and you comparing yourself to the person that live in Beverly Hills? Right. Even when you listen to examples.
It's that thing, that Jones syndrome.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And then you listen to them, they compare themselves to celebrities. I'm like, you're not a celebrity. You watch them too much.
Right.
It's just giving too much access.
Bobby Womack said, he said, you always want me to, you always saying what we ain't got and what she got. You want me to go out and get it. But I can't be at two places at one time.
No, you cannot.
So now what are we? We lonely.
100% facts.
Because we have actually disenfranchised our men. My dad was like God to me. Wow. My mother was a stay-home mother. I was not in daycare. Of course, I'm 60. There was not a lot of daycare being able to afford it back then. Yes. But I was just thinking, like, things have changed so much. And women weren't looked down on when they stayed home with the children. And this is part of the problem now. Our kids are not being monitored.
Yes.
So that's what I say. But thank you so much for allowing me to speak.
Listen, my sister, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for supporting too.
Thank you.
But guys, it's just what it is. It's like we have to realize, what we're seeing for the first time? We're seeing children who are literally raised and brought up in social media. They were raised in it.
Yeah.
So you're seeing the consequences of it. Like we didn't see it. We weren't raised in it. We learned it, right? Because if you look at the average 40-year-old, they're not nice as a 20-year-old on a computer. Caller, what's going on, caller? Caller.
Hello?
What's going on, caller?
Hello? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Yeah, I had a question. I had a question. I was listening in and I had a question.
Okay.
I wanted to ask him something. So basically tell you before I get on the air, actually?
Nah, you can say it straight.
Okay. Well, I'm listening to the conversation, and what I'm trying to see is I'm a black man. I'm more like trying to see what the solution is.
Right.
Okay.
Like, I feel like black women, they so strong right now. Is it more on us men to raise up to their standards?
But let me
Or
ask
is
you,
she saying like, yeah.
are you single?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I had an ex-fiance,
Okay.
but she
How did that relationship end?
Now.
How did that, you said ex-fiance, so how did that end?
I tried to protect her. Like it went through situations where she was very aggressive. She's from Jersey, very aggressive. She pulled a knife on me. I never reported nothing. I tried to protect her. But then it got to the point where I was like so much trying to lead her, trying to be like, yo, it's not the way you're supposed to do it. This is how you're supposed to talk. It got to the point to where I started talking crazy to her.
Yeah.
And then that's when the shit went left.
Yeah. You know what
like,
I would say what we could do as men, we have to be mindful of how we're raising our daughters and the things that we and our sons also, right? Being mindful because too much information at such a young age is too impressionable, right? It's like your dad say ABC, but they go outside, they hear X, Y, Z. No, they see EFG, but then another place says, social media says this, and this says this. It's just too many opinions. Yeah, it's like telephone games.
Yeah.
And that's really what you're seeing. And I think the only way we can change it is by creating platforms that we can start helping each other, educating each other, matchmaking.
Like spread the awareness.
Yes, we have to. We're gonna have to have them uncomfortable conversations though. And that's what a lot of people get mad at.
Because that's real. I even tried to tell her, for our issues, let's keep it in the house. This is our house.
Yes.
Let's try to keep this shit in the house and fix it.
Yes.
She would tell other people and tell this person, tell that person, and it got messy.
But you know what I pray for you though? If this is, I'm going with the fact that what you said to be 100% facts. I pray that the next woman don't get that man she made you become because of what you experienced with her, and vice versa for my ladies that go through these kind of guys. I pray the next person don't get that same person that's the only thing that's bad when you get bad relationships. A lot of times we start bleeding.
Real shit.
Yes, I pray.
Real shit.
And I'm saying this as your brother.
I had to fall back from that shit. I had to fall back because I tried to date another girl, and it's like I was getting crazy with her, and I'm like, yo, this not me.
Yes.
Right.
Because
I had to fall back.
it's called trauma, and it automatically once it triggers, it becomes your behavior patterns.
Yeah.
That's how you create patterns.
So do you feel
I'm not going through that again.
Do you feel like you're healed now and ready to start another relationship?
No. I tried it, and it's like I'm strong. It's like I got stronger because of her. I was like a sweet guy, loving. I believe in marriage long term. But now it's like when I date a new woman, I'm looking for every little shit they could be doing that I didn't call before with her.
But do me a favor though, because the man you sound like you were to me. Yeah. You sound like a husband, you sound like a father, and you sound like you do know God, right? And I pray to God that you do not allow the devil to win this battle.
Please don't.
Please, I'm telling you.
Because there's too many good women out there that
we need you guys like
would
you, bro.
love you, and you sound like you're still a good guy. You just sound like you got broken.
100%.
And because you're broken, don't allow one broken woman to just turn you into something and someone that you're not. You know what I'm saying?
Just be mindful of the red flags early.
But yeah, just
be mindful of it.
Vet properly and just be mindful of those red flags. You know what I'm saying? But continue to be who you are. Don't change who you are.
Yes.
The right woman will come and she will appreciate the man that you are.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you both. Thank you.
We appreciate you more, guy. We appreciate you, my guy. That's dope. That was dope. But I just pray, like, because I'll be honest with you, like, you can see, like, remember I always tell you, like, I always tell men, be mindful, like, yo, once you experience certain things, you can't unsee what you've seen and experienced.
Yeah.
It's hard. So, like, for instance, I know a lot of guys who became bad guys because they got hurt by choosing the wrong woman. And the only person I can fault is the parents not being involved with who their children entertain. Because they're not mature enough. They're going to go off what they see aesthetically pleasing. They're not going to go off the mentality of the person. They don't know any better. This is what they see aesthetically. It looks good.
I think it's both, like you've always said. I think it's men who are broken by women, women who got broken by men.
Yes.
And I really think it's like you said, sometimes someone said in there that the best thing they've ever done was to be alone, take the time to heal. And, you know, like Q said, and I always praise him for this. Oh, answer.
Finish your statement.
answer,
Though.
you
Finish
can
your statement, though. It's a strong statement. I know it's strong. No, finish your statement
I'll
first.
finish after. Let me
Okay, go
answer.
ahead.
Okay.
Caller, what's going on, caller? Caller.
Yep.
Yeah, what's going on, caller?
What's going on, man?
How you feeling?
All right.
What you got?
I have a comment that I want to say. I was thinking, in my opinion, from what I see, the roles have reversed.
I see that.
Now, it seems like, okay, obviously because of the workforce and how things are, it takes a two-parent income just to survive these days.
Yes.
So you really can't blame women from that point perspective.
Yes.
It's just not like how it used to be.
Yes.
It's almost impossible for a one-parent situation
He's right.
to be able to take it back to the old school, and for her to, you know, if she wants, you know what I'm saying, to do that. Now, there's another situation also. Obviously, like you have videos, rapping, all that stuff like that. But you can't really expect, I mean, like I said, in my opinion, it seems like we've gone away too much from our natural instinct.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can't fault a woman if she's going to talk crazy to you if you're going to allow it.
100%.
Because one thing women can see, they can see things very quick.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? They pay attention. I mean, you can't deny a woman's, you know, her intuitive, you know what I'm saying, and her you know, her instinct.
100%.
That she's gifted with that.
Yes.
You know, so you have to. I think men have to kind of understand. You know, you have to kind of adjust, and you know, and also be mindful at the same time. You know, what your job is in the household.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes it's going to be it's easier said than done because a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, we got two strikes, we felons, this and that. You know, it's kind of crazy out here.
Yes.
But at the same time, you know, you can't just go off shooting off in anything. You know what I'm saying, and then get mad when she start tripping. What you spitting that for anyway?
Yes.
Like, what's wrong with you?
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Even if she bad, she a 10. You still gonna go wrong? Seriously?
Yeah.
That means you know what I'm saying. You a goofy yourself.
100%.
So whatever you get, that's your business.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's accountability.
So
that's accountability.
That's all I'm saying. You can't all this time kind of trying to blame the females and stuff. To me, you can put yourself in that position. A lot of dudes, they be crying about, she be doing this. You the one that chose her.
100%.
And you the one that went wrong and then spit in her. And you locked yourself down and put a baby in her.
100%.
So get mad at yourself.
100% facts. He's right, though, guys.
All right.
He's right. I appreciate you.
You guys keep it up.
Thank you so much, my guy.
Thank you.
He's right. But that's what he's talking about is accountability. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what the culture has swayed so much away from. You know what I think it started when they started giving kids participation awards even when they lost? And now every child and every person, every man, every woman believe they're winning when they're losing. And they don't work hard to win anymore because social media gives them a platform where they can pretend like they're winning. So even if I'm doing bad, I can look like I'm still doing good.
Shay, real quick, we spoke on something this week. I want you to tell that story, just basically about the video game thing with your son. Tell that story because it'll show light on parents why these kids shouldn't just get
I was gonna tell
everything.
that story about what he said, about how he pissed me off. I was going to talk about that actually, but to finish what I was saying before was when I said that
great memory
that you said that for women, and somebody said it on the live, that I feel like a lot of times we don't use our instincts and we ignore the red flags, right? And Q always says that he'll hear women say like Like, I've told him stories about situations and he's like, well, did you notice certain things before? And I'll say, yes. So then why did you continue? And did you notice this before you had a baby? Yes. So why did you get pregnant? And did you notice before you get married? So why did you do it? I think sometimes as women, we ignore the red flags because we feel like we're different and we could change that man and we could, you know, I have the power to change him is what I think some of us think. I don't know if it's all, but we believe that we have the power to change him. You know, he's not going to do that to me. He's not going to be like that to me. But what I'm learning is that people are who they are. And it doesn't matter who they come in contact with. That person is not who they are because they met you. It's who they are because it's who they are. You just happen to come into their, you know, into their peripheral. And that's just it. So it's really learning how to not ignore the red flags that we saw from the get-go, because guess what? People don't change, especially adults. Like, we are who we are. You know what I mean? So moving forward is just vetting a little better, not ignoring the red flags, seeing what we see. And like someone said, like, you can't have 2-3 kids, 2-3 baby daddies and expect this fourth guy to come along and save you and be the best father ever and take on the responsibility that 3 other men never took on. That's just not a thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
100%.
You know, I'm learning. There's some little things, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning, but let's get on my son, Chase.
I want to hear this.
Man, I almost didn't make it today. Y'all would have had to bail me out.
What?
So my little spoiled child, I didn't tell you. I told Tyler, I didn't tell you. I spoke to Tyler, I didn't tell you. So my little spoiled 13-year-old, as you guys know, I have 2 boys, a 13-year-old and an almost 9-year-old. He'll be 9 this month.
Wow. Happy early birthday.
My little spoiled 13-year-old who has gotten everything. And I'm going to say this, and it's not a brag, but for most of us moms who have that first child, you know what we do for that first child? We go hard. First birthday party was crazy. DJ, game truck, face painters, photographer, videographer, dancers, you name it. My son could have literally modeled for Burberry and Polo. Could have modeled for them. You hear me? And if Ike is on this live, he'll tell you. Every sneaker, every dish, you name it. Every school, every sport, every this, every that. Everywhere he wanted to eat. My son was allergic to everything but air and water since he was 2 years old. So my other son's tutor, because I was telling her the story, who was my oldest son's teacher, said it this week. And she was like, Shay, I remembered when for 3 years you would bring a lunch to the school for this little boy because he was only able to eat if they had pizza or mac and cheese, because we couldn't do this and we couldn't do that and we didn't know if he had celiac and we had to do this. I'm bringing Panera Bread, I'm bringing Wendy's, McDonald's, Outback, this. Spoiled is not the word. I'm telling y'all I spoiled. I did this. I'm not blaming anybody but myself. So we go to have some wings with my friend and her niece because her niece was leaving. Okay. And her niece said, Auntie, I did everything on my bucket list except for see Auntie Shay, Chase and Maddox. So I want to go have wings.
Nice.
We go have wings. And I hear her niece saying to my oldest son, hey, Chase, have you ever had a Nintendo Switch? And I see his face looking a little funny. Mind you, he had already asked me for a game. And I said no. So he's already upset at me.
Yes.
Has a PS5, but it's digital, so he needs the one with the disc to play one game. So now I need to get a $600 console because he doesn't want to play the digital one, which I'm not doing, by the way.
Okay.
So
I was making sure.
I'm not doing that. No. But I'm just telling you in his 13-year-old spoiled brain because of the monster that I created. Okay. No one else but me. I'm not blaming anyone. Not blaming anyone, guys, but me.
I love the accountability.
So he says, did you have a Switch? And he goes, no. So my younger son, Maddox, because Maddox don't really get nothing. You know, he playing with the Hulk with no head and doing everything. He chilling. He's fine with that. No problem. And Maddox says, Chase, you've had like 3 of them. You lying. And I'm looking at Chase. I'm pretending to not listen. I'm pretending like I'm talking to my friend, but I'm listening to him over there in a kid's conversation, but I don't want to seem that petty and be like, no, you didn't. All right. So we get up and my friend's niece said, oh my God, I got everything on my list for Christmas. And my son Chase goes, I didn't get everything. And I said, my friend goes, Chase, your mother ordered you $1,200 worth of puppets. And you want puppets. My son wanted puppets. He was into this Jeffy thing. He wanted the puppets. And then he was collecting action figures. And I spent $1,100 on eBay getting action figures. Ask Ike. Ike is on it. He'll tell y'all. And we get home and I'm driving in the car and I'm pissed. But I'm like, you know what? Let me stop.
What's up?
Just chill. Let me chill. You know, my little one is in the back. Let me chill. We get home and I say to my son, I said, Chase, let me ask you something. Birthday just passed. Let's add this because I'm going to throw in what he said. Birthday passed. You know, we got the pool in the backyard. So I did that. Had the hibachi people come over and all of this stuff. So I said to him, why you act like you never had nothing? Why did you say that?
I can't wait to hear this.
My 13-year-old looked me in my eyes You ready? He said to me, I don't really think you gave me that good of a childhood. What have you really done for me?
What?
Damn.
What?
Yo.
My mother would have buried me that same
The
day.
way I had to, my aunt used to always say, count from 10 backwards. Yo, guys, the tear, I wanted to, I was just seeing black, and all I felt like was I was going to go to jail, so I had to walk away. I walked away, and all I could do was lock myself in the bathroom and cry because I was like, they said the volume is gone.
No,
The sound is gone.
Top, look, yeah. Now go back, I hear it. Yeah, good.
Ready? I had to lock myself. Are you guys hearing us? We back or no?
Yeah, we back. Are we good?
We back? Or no? We good? We good? We
Yeah,
back?
we good. Yeah.
Use things to replace relationship? Absolutely not. My son we've always had a relationship. We've always done everything together. You're talking about kids who have been to Disney and Universal and everything. I've always been close.
They said start over to when he said the thing.
Oh, when he said the thing. So he looked at me and he said, you never really gave me a great childhood.
Wow.
What have you really done for me?
Wow.
And this all stemmed from him wanting a game and me not getting it for him. Forget everything that I did. So to the person who said, sound is off, sound is low. Are y'all hearing us?
Perfect. Go ahead.
That's one line I don't cross. I've always been a good mother to my kids. I don't play those mommy games. I'm there for whatever they need. Obviously, as they've gotten older, dad steps into the role of the sports, and he's the basketball coach, and he does the football thing. It says she's low again.
Stay the mic.
I was just hurt. I was hurt because I'd never heard that before, and I didn't know what to do with that. And I remembered when my kids were younger, Ike would say, you give this kid everything that he wants. And because he was my only child, I didn't care, because in my mind, I was doing the right thing. I was like, well, so what? It's not a big deal. It's only $5. It's only $10. It's only $20. Like, who cares? And he would always argue with me and say, it's not the point of the cost. It's the fact that every time we go somewhere, he thinks he deserves something.
He's right,
and
though.
I'm arguing with this man like, that's our son. And I'm just going off. But when he said that to me at 13, the sacrifices that I've made for my children, guys, and when I say sacrifices, the things that I've done to just make sure they're good. And having my 13-year-old look at me like that and say to me, you ain't give me that good of a child. What you really did for me? All because I didn't get him a new PS5 as he wanted. I lost it. Ask Ike. I mean, there's holes in the walls now because I went in the room and I lost it. I started everything that I just started throwing everything. Slam, boom. Ike's like, not another hole in the wall. I just got so tight because
you have to earn everything.
I got so tight because I could not believe he said that. I could not believe. Someone said he didn't mean it. I could not believe he said, oh, that's my sister.
He meant it.
I couldn't believe he said that. I was so hurt. Like, no, he didn't. No, and then with the party, with the pool and the hibachi people and the fire and the flames, he goes, I didn't ask for that. I said, yo.
It's because we try to give them a life we never have. And on top of it, but you also giving them a character that they won't be. They will never be you. The hardworking, ambitious person she is, they won't be, because struggle creates character.
Man.
You remove the struggle, the character is tainted.
I still ain't really talked to him.
Yeah.
It's been since Monday. I don't care. I'm petty. Call me what you want. My mother said I'm being petty. I can't find the words to say because I'm so mad. Because when I look at both of my kids, I look at my youngest, who's never had as much. Same household, same mother, father. Well, I mean, you guys know my oldest son's different, dad. But what I mean, same structure in the household, upbringing.
Yeah.
And you have one that's so humble with very little, and one that's so entitled because that's the life I gave him. That's the entitled brat that I created. And now I'm like, oh, shoot, it's really blowing up in my face. And what am I going to do? Because this little boy who's had everything looked at me and said, you don't do nothing for me and what you really ever did. And I didn't know how to handle that. I'm still sitting here in shock. I be driving in my car, going to bed at night like, yo, he really said that. He really said that to me, like, with a straight face, like he didn't laugh.
Yeah, because
he said it and he meant it.
He hasn't earned. He hasn't earned anything. One thing I always value, I told you the craziest time I've ever seen in parenting is when the mother bought the son 3 different meals. She went to McDonald's, got fries, Burger King got the burger, and Wendy's and got the nuggets. Came with all 3 and gave it to his kid. I said, yo, look what you're creating. Yeah. And that kid is now you fast forward, he's gonna be the same way. Very entitled, thinking the world revolves around them. I'm like, you're giving them a false pretense. You know what I love? The parents that say, when I was heavy into the barber world, they dropped the kids off. yo, he could wait till it's his turn. And they dip and they come back and pick him up when it's time. Those are the parents that do good.
What would you have done as a dad in that situation if your son said that to you?
I would check myself. You like, one thing I will say, and I'm giving you flowers right now, is the fact that you were accountable. And the fact that you're not trying to pass the bill, you paying it. Right? And you're sitting there saying, I don't want to pay this bill, but I'm going to pay this damn bill. We could always fix what we can acknowledge. Moving forward, I definitely would say to myself, I have to put my foot down. Because he has his perception, you have your perception. And his perception is going to teach him how to be a very entitled man later in life, looking for a mother and his wife to be the same exact thing you are. He's going to be looking for who's going to take care of me, who's going to treat me like my mom did, who's going to coddle me. He's going to be looking for the same
Would you guys
thing.
have, and for you guys on the live, would you have punished him for that? Would you have taken everything away from him for that? Would you have taken the game, taken this? What would you suggest moving forward? I'm asking you guys, for those who are parents, for those who are parenting teenage boys right now, for the moms and the dads, I'm literally asking. I'm reaching out for help. Like, what is it? What do I do now moving forward?
I think I would have taken everything too.
Somebody said
It's
I was
not too
taking
late. He's
everything.
only 13.
Make him work for it for no.
100%. Make him work for it.
Somebody
He
said I
earned
wouldn't take everything.
He just don't. You know what it is? At this point, he doesn't understand the value of money, and that's the lack of teaching him it. He's when he says it's only $5, and you kept saying, yeah, it is only $5. He started devaluing money. I want my kid to respect a penny. The Jewish people that we talk about the most, they respect nickels, pennies, dollars, cents. They respect it all because they say you got to start at 1 to get to 1 million. That's their ideology. Our ideology is I got to get to 1 million to get to 1 million. Now, that's a way crazy mentality, right? But I would definitely change how I parent him. Shay, you got anything you want to say before we got here?
That's it, guys. This was a great live, guys. Like I said, we have identified the problem. Now it's to identify the solution. Love my brothers, love my sisters. We just need to do better, figure out what we're doing wrong. And let's just hope I don't, I'm here next week and I'm not in jail. I'll let you guys know part 2. How it worked out with Chase. Pray for him. Pray for me. Pray for us all.
Listen, today's topic was, does correcting equal disrespect? And the reality is, I want to get to the point where, guys, yes, you can DM me, but we got to get to the point where we get comfortable enough with hearing people, versions of you, because sometimes we can't see certain things about ourselves. One thing I tell you, my sister today was able to be vulnerable and tell 13 years of motherhood that maybe she said, wait, I am raising a boy. I have to be mindful of certain things because now he's a little entitled. So now I got to rectify that, right? Which is okay. We mess up, but what you said, there's certain things I did. I told you one day I was hyper aggressive with my son. I yelled at him and I looked at him and I said, yo, what you want, a hug? He said, yeah. So like we learn, parenting is a learn as you go job. No one is a perfect parent, right?
Amen.
You learn how to be a perfect parent to your child. Every child will teach you how to parent them, right? Because two things for two different children don't work the same.
Yeah.
So reality, guys, I just want y'all to understand, we got to get to the point where we get comfortable with having these great conversations. Sometimes some people say this is not for me, respectfully. I understand. But if we don't address the elephant in the room, the elephant only grows. I genuinely believe if we'd have been talking about these things a lot sooner and not in a condescending, argumentative way looking for clickbait, I think we would have definitely addressed the issues faster. This platform is created to help elevate, educate, and to help build each other up. Sometimes, ladies, I might sound like I'm coming at you, but I'm not gonna lie because of the fact of how you feel. And that's where genuine I'm at. Men, sometimes it might sound like I'm coming at you, but I'm not gonna lie because of how it makes you feel. I'm gonna always live in my truth, and so will my sister. So respectfully, we love you guys. Respectfully, we appreciate you guys. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Keep supporting this podcast. Till next time, guys.
Bye,
Don't let that go over your head.
guys. Enjoy your week.